I always appreciate how they're timed to when I really don't want to deal with it.
Exactly. It's like, you must update now. You were blah, 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 blah. It's like, anyway, I'm here. Howdy.
Welcome. And we are live, OTNG Session 42.
42.
Mini Gates of Gann. I don't know which episode we're on here. Probably 7th or 8th, it feels like.
It does. It does.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight we have Brian, Ethan, Nils, Peter, and Mike. Full house, full crew. 5 heroes.
And we're saving that role for later.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mike, I want to let you know that we are in a new day, the 13th day of the sword. If you want to start the session, I'll give you an opportunity to cast your Eternal Champion spell the evening before, because I'm a kind and gracious game master.
This way we can, yeah. Now that Garrett's gone, let's see.
He is not gone. He's going to follow his scholarly drive.
He's converting his town. You know,
Each of you can
before
bring.
Clark can get there.
What's the what was the spell bonus or negative for last night?
From the 11th, pardon me, the 12th day of the sword.
I think it was 0.
Straight up.
Was a 0.
Okay, was Hammy present?
Well, that's too much. That's too much reverse engineering. So,
Oh,
if
is
you
it?
luck,
Oh,
I'm
okay,
gonna lose
okay.
my patience, and then
Oh, and he
you'll
doesn't
get
have
nothing.
enough. He's been low on luck.
All hail the mighty
That's right.
God of
That's
control.
absolutely right. All hail me.
You don't even need Hammy.
So that's a 24, I think.
Mm-hmm. Is that enough for your level 5 warrior? 18 across.
I don't think so.
I'll double check for you because I have a rule book right here.
You have a rule book handy. Thank you.
No, it is. Yeah, 24. Awesome.
Look at that.
Good,
Borak
because
is
that
back.
means we don't need to roll another character.
And it means we don't have to bring Horace. We can
Which
bring
I'm
Kremlin.
all for.
We just write a new name.
Bob.
No, Oryx is fine. I think that.
I think that's wonderful.
I thought Oryx was cursing his name last time, or he
We
hasn't
could say
figured
that
out.
He was.
Since I
He-
wasn't. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mike.
Well, I was just going to say, since I missed out last time, that we could just say that there was a, interdimensional blip that we popped back in.
Well, that's right. You arrived the evening before, much to the sheer amazement of your companions who had fled the dungeon. Is that right?
Yes.
I wouldn't say fled. I prefer the term. Actually, no.
Tactical retreat.
It was a tactical retreat, but we weren't getting our asses kicked. We were exhausted. We weren't annihilated. There's a difference.
Okay.
And we
Yeah,
weren't running in
Horace was
fear from
hurting.
the sound. Yeah, we were all hurting. We were pretty drained. We weren't bleeding to death. We weren't chased out by that ungodly howling. I mean, we actually walked out on our own this time, limping.
We did.
Granted.
Horace fell down a really, really big hole and almost
Super
died.
briefly, what happened?
Oh man.
It was bad.
Well, I recall the deep hole that Horace fell down and then immediately closed over his head after he fell into the 50-foot trap full of corpses.
There was a monster down there.
Right,
Which I
that could
couldn't
see
see.
very, but it could see
Right.
very well.
Is Horace still alive?
Yes,
Yeah.
because he pulled out his orb of levitation and nearly killed himself flying out.
Well, after we prop Hammy he set the trap off again. Gerda dropped her mason to wedge it open and then cast light, which is of course sunlight, which this thing couldn't stand, and it caused it to shrink in terror, fear, and pain. And as it was cowering, Horace was desperately breathing into the orb to inflate it to get him to go higher, and Hammy's trying to throw him a rope, and everybody's reaching around trying to pull him in as he comes floating towards us.
It's like a rocket just shooting up.
And wait, who cast shield? Somebody cast shield.
Nergal, one of my followers.
Nergal, that's right. One of your followers cast shield, and that was just enough to keep the monster
What?
from
One of
jumping
your
up.
followers can cast magic?
Yes, he's first level.
Holy
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, they were getting stomped. They were getting their asses kicked.
Right, that was the other thing, was that my other follower, Slanesha, died, and made her luck roll to barely survive. That was the other reason we wanted to leave.
Yeah, because she's hurting bad. Yeah, it was very dramatic, and we got a lot. We made a peace treaty. Was that last time? No, we didn't make another peace treaty.
Time
Before we made a peace treaty with the eyeless ones.
And then Garrett gave a retirement feast.
Oh, that's right. Oh, and we came upon the big room that had giant ape statues in it, one on each side as you walk in, and one appeared to be a scribe, and one appeared to be a librarian. One had a writing implement that looked a lot like the metal one that cut into glass, same kind of quill apparently, and the other one's holding a book. And when we touched them, the first one, there's a little series of sentences we can pull back and look at, but it turns out they were all palindromes. The full sentence was palindromes, like race car, spelled the same backwards as forwards. And the other one was saying smash, crash, boom, and zip, and sizzle, which are all onomatopoeia. Now, that's wonderful to know, but we haven't figured out what the fuck that means. But we have figured that out.
Okay.
And just as a metagaming thing, apparently most people don't figure that out.
Yeah.
Maybe they figure out what to do with it, but I don't know. I'm lost now. So what else? We were drained. We weren't dead.
So that's a pretty good recap. Thanks for that. Let's see.
We were in some real pretty shit, though. Let me tell you.
Nils, something about your Kith maiden followers.
Yes.
I don't know if you had an opportunity to review the article that I shared with you after the session last week.
Oh, I just assumed. Okay, yeah, I assumed it was the same that we already looked at. But go ahead.
But I did, and I noticed that the at first level they're only allowed one spell.
Okay.
So you can either roll randomly.
So one of them has shield, though, right?
Or strike off everything except for the phantasmal force that you cast last session.
Oh, that was a good one.
Okay, because I thought it said it was the same as elves.
Similar to elves. If you look at the chart in the article, it's different.
Right, but they get their intelligent bonus?
Yes.
Okay, so that gives her 3 spells.
Okay. Okay.
Right, yeah, because for every intelligence mod, they get an extra spell.
I will grant you this boon. You will thank me later.
Oh, well, thank you now. I appreciate that.
Ethan, are you bringing a new character?
I am bringing a new character.
Would you like to take a moment to introduce your new character to the party and show us how you arrive in their presence?
So, as Garrett goes off for the night, and you all go to sleep, and you wake up and you notice that there's a strangely clad woman wandering around camp.
Strangely clad in what way?
In being a fantasy world, that means that she's got full clothing on.
Oh, by strange. Okay.
Young woman, you are vastly clothed. Why is that?
Because it's not a heavy metal comic book.
You notice that it's almost like a sailor's outfit or a pirate captain.
Hammy's done some sailing. I've asked. Are you looking for breakfast? Because we just finished cooking.
Her name is Cindella Windrider.
Is she human or elf?
She is human. Cindella Windrider.
Nice.
And you can kind of tell from the way she was rummaging around people's sacks that she's probably the thieving type.
That's why we don't let her rummage around the sacks and make her sit down and eat something.
There you go.
We remember Zamie.
Yeah. But so as she's sitting down and eating and you're talking to her, you notice that she seems quite well built for a woman.
She's buff, huh?
Yeah, and at the same time, that doesn't seem to impede any of her movement.
She moves quickly for a big one.
So
She-
she's
she
strong
moves-
and graceful.
She's extremely graceful.
Nice.
And you notice she seems to be a bit more attractive than normal.
She's just hitting all the high points, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
That or she's casting glamour, one or the other.
She's
She
really a
has-
real illusionist.
Your timer's going off in the oven.
Yes, I hear my
gnome.
timer is going off.
No illusionist.
She has black hair.
Okay.
And you notice that at the ends of it, she's got some red highlights going. And as you notice the red highlights, you look into her eyes and you see that they're a brilliant red as well.
Okay. Interesting.
I wish
All right,
Ethan would put a
well,
little more effort
well
into
met.
this background.
Cinderella.
Cindella.
Cinderella. This is going to happen a bunch.
A bunch, but she's still Skyrider.
You notice that she has what almost appear to be 2 rapiers on her belt.
Almost
Appear
appeared.
to be, or what are?
What are, if you knew what a rapier was?
Yes, we all are quite aware of what a rapier is. A dual-wielding rogue, eh?
Yes.
This shall be peculiar.
With a nautical bent.
With the nautical bent. All right. Cinderella.
Cinderella.
Brian, I am assuming you're bringing Congress, the dwarf.
Only living character at the moment in your
Well,
campaign. So
not
I will
for
be
long.
back.
yes.
Do you know? And do you know why you're living? Do you know why you're living?
Because you didn't show up last week.
No, no. Well, only through the grace of Ildever. I want to point that out.
Yes.
Just Horace has already converted. He did. He converted last week.
Oh.
Once I cast light and he came out of the pit, he decided that was a good time to convert.
Because he's smart.
Yeah, so I think I need 6 more. So
So I just realized, Peter, you could just hold out the healing until people convert. Almost like a Spanish Inquisition.
I was really thinking I needed to convert Garrett because clearly he was worshiping the wrong god.
Right. Well, I mean, I think he was overshadowed by Ildevar's presence.
Exactly.
Let's see. Nils, will you bring Rydian and the maids?
Yes.
Peter, who will you bring?
I'm going to bring Gerda.
And
'Cause I assume
Mike,
we don't need Hammy if we've got Mike and Brian.
I mean, Hammy's always a helpful addition in terms of the luck capacity, but there's also a rogue.
Exactly.
So there is some of that luck floating around, but that luck is selfishly guarded by Cindella,
Bet it's selfishly guarded.
not available to other players in the party.
My point is, I think we already have the numbers. If we need
Okay.
another one, I'm happy to bring Hammy, but
Okay, great.
I think Nils'
Um,
other characters would be nice to have some more playtime for them.
Okay, cool. And Mike, you're bringing Gib and Oryx. Is that right?
I would think so.
Okay. Guys, you're outside of the dungeon. It's the dawn of the 13th day of the sword. And what would you like to achieve in this day? There is a +2 spell check
Holy bejesus.
on this day.
That'll help.
Let's see.
That'll do, pig.
And you've already consumed the oil that you have poured into your lantern that you will use to light the dark beneath the mountain.
Yes, but Garrett very selflessly left us all his oil, I'm happy to say.
Oh, did he? Is this kind of like a Illuminati character generation pool? Is that what we have going on here?
Well, we when he smashed my lantern, we had to use his, and since he was leaving, he's like, "Well, go ahead and keep all my oil. I won't be needing it."
Oh, I see. And who's carrying all, or how much oil is present?
I don't know. Ethan knows that, and I think Horace has it. Would be my
Horace
guess.
has all of the oil.
Are you suggesting I call for an encumbrance check?
Oh no!
If
You promised no
want,
pop
I mean,
quizzes.
Cindella was thieving around people's backpacks earlier, so
Let's just move on. But just be prepared that you are a powerful party of 5, 6, 7, 8 heroes, and
So-
your metal will be
we.
tested.
So-
we.
Horace has 10 flasks of oil.
if you're going to test us too badly, I'm happy to bring Hammy along as well as Gerda, but I think we're going to need the healing.
I just want you all aware of what you're walking into this eve.
Ugh, I hate it.
Okay.
I hate
I'll
this.
start rolling a new character now.
So let's see.
Are you sure I'm not 5th level?
Ethan, I see you have a character.
Mhm.
You likely need a token, which I'll work out for you. But while I'm doing that, why don't you tell me? Oh, I see all your equipment here. You are well equipped.
That not all that is on her right now. Some of that's
Well,
been placed at camp.
what's not on her then, sir?
Um,
I'm going to
Let's see,
restart my
her,
system, guys. I'll be right
all right.
back.
All right.
she does not have her Garrett on her. She doesn't have
Then strike it out.
okay. She does not have anywhere near as many rations as are in her backpack.
Then strike them out.
Okay.
I knew I should have studied.
She does not have the hand-sized mirror on her, as I don't
Yes.
think we're going to be doing any makeup work today.
Strike it out. So these are all items that you've lost on your travels to arrive here at the gates of Gann.
Okay.
She left it back at the hotel room, and you know that's never safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gone.
Otherwise, she has everything else.
All right. Let's see. I count you at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Wow.
I count you at 15.
Good thing she's buff.
Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Well, a lot of this stuff is in a backpack.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's heavy.
Okay.
Ooh. There's bats on this. Ooh, bats.
So while you're mulling over that, what will you guys attempt to achieve in this day? Will you return to the dungeon till level 2? Did you want to do something in level 1? What are your... Give me an outline of your agenda so I can shape it in my mind as I assail you with many perilous dangers.
I'm personally tempted to go back to level 2 because I think anything that is not related to apes is something we don't really need to deal with. It's like gnolls and the faceless, the eyeless ones, and so on. I'm wondering if that wizard is the source of all the problems, and we're gonna have to wax his ass.
Usually a good thing to do with wizards.
Especially ones that stand up just, in a weird spooky way when you're getting into their spell book. You got to blast that motherfucker from a distance. Yeah, I'm not liking that. But there was that area right past those 2 statues, and we haven't looked into that much of that. And I personally think, this is just a guess, that it's going to be really relevant to what we're trying to do, which is to end the menace to the apes. Because beyond that, we're not here to clean the place out. We're not murder hobos.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. First off, we don't make enough money to be murder hobos. Now we're really good at desecrating the dead, though. So we'll take ownership for that.
Ethan, you can keep 5 days of rations.
Okay.
I see that you...
Speaking of which, Hammy, the other reason Hammy's staying behind it is he's pretty sure he saw an entire grove of mushrooms ready for harvest. So he's going to check that out and maybe have dinner ready when we get up.
Okay.
Don't say that. Gibb's going to stay behind.
Oh, no, it's a stew. It'll take hours to cook. And you know
right.
Hammy, he won't even let you lick the spoon.
Hopefully that looks better.
I'm sure it does. It hasn't refreshed on my sides. Maybe because
Yeah.
you haven't saved it yet.
I still think Garrett should have converted to Eldevere.
Looks good, man.
Okay.
I see padded. I count you at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Am I
Not
still at 11?
I count you at 12.
Hey, that's
Okay,
not
so the
bad.
backpack is not doing what I thought it was doing.
You got to
I think
shift it on your hips.
The backpack is a container. It doesn't take away encumbrance. So I have you at 11.
Okay, then I got to strike more stuff.
Which
Okay.
is a generous 11. So I will count for you. Padded armor at 1,
Mm-hmm.
2 rapiers at 2, that brings you to 3. The 2 daggers at 1 apiece, that brings you to...
Okay, then we will strike 2 daggers.
Or at least one, yeah.
All right, I guess we'll keep 1 dagger.
Everything basically costs 1.
Mm-hmm. Just because I know that wasn't how we had been doing it before, which is why I'd set her up the way we did. But
It's exactly how I've been doing it before.
Yeah.
Everything counts as 1.
That's why Gertie was having so much trouble. I had to dump a lot of her stuff.
But 3 small items count as 1.
Mm-hmm.
The
right.
corals, 10. I'm counting 10 bolts as one item. So you have 30
if
there.
you're doing that, then okay. If you're doing that, I will reduce those. I didn't realize that was how you're doing bolts. Okay, I can lower that.
You don't need to be a machine gun.
No. It was just because of the way bolts were bought. Was they were in 30. So
Yeah, so now you're down to 20.
Or 10.
Or
as
10.
you like.
yeah, now I'm at 10.
All right.
Just make an
And-
effort to, yeah.
Okay, so I now have let's see.
We'll try to retrieve them.
Added 2 rapiers, daggers, thieves' tools, crossbow, bolts, crowbar.
At 11.
Still at 11.
Padded 2 rapiers is 3, 2 daggers is 5, thieves' tools, crossbow, corals, crowbar.
Well, I dropped it down to 10 bolts as opposed to 30.
Yeah, I didn't count you for 3 that time. I counted you for 1.
Okay.
And then 10. I give you a generous 10 if you go to 3 rations.
Or drop a dagger and only have 1 dagger.
I will drop down to 1 dagger and 3 rations to be at 9.
Well done, sir.
I have a number of mouths to feed if you want to get rid of some.
Okay, there you go.
What is your strength? Why are you so concerned? Your strength is like an 18. I don't understand.
I was thinking stamina, not strength.
Oh, well, I'm going to hit you with the stamina rock later, but too bad. You lost all that stuff in your travels to get here.
Well, that's all right.
Well, I was trying to bring another lantern for the party, but that didn't happen.
Yeah. These things happen in the journey to the gates of Gann.
Okay,
Hammy's going to make some torches for everybody to carry next time, too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing for Hammy to do.
Hammy's a helpful guy.
He's some of that extra oil too.
So are you all for level 2? Is that the plan?
Well, that was my suggestion, but nobody else had really piped in because we did go behind those plants, and that's where we found the statues. But beyond the statues was an area where the fine masonry all ended and became cave-like, and we haven't checked that out.
Right.
There's a number of doors we still haven't checked out, all right around the area of those apes. And there's also a one-way door we didn't want to go through unless we had a way to prop it open, which reminds me we need to bring something like maybe that 10-foot pole.
Or that crowbar that somebody lost.
Or the
crowbar that I have?
Crowbar, yeah.
I have a crowbar.
Did you guys take the crowbar that Congress had last time? I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to strike it out of his inventory if you already have it accounted for.
No, you can have it back. I don't want to carry it.
Okay.
No, you have it. No, you have it.
Give it to Mikey. He hates everything.
So is
I have a
Horace
lantern
not
here.
in the party today?
Yes,
Nope.
he is. No, he's not. We have the new
Oh.
one. Oh.
Ethan, I have the perfect token for you.
So we're at one warrior then.
Gert is warriorish,
Right.
but she's no Horus. She has no deed die.
Yeah, and I haven't exactly been very effective as a dwarf yet, so
You will be. Just change the color of your dice if you have to a few times.
and just remember he's only level 3, so and I crappily
think
rolled
he's
on his
only
level
level
3 hit points, so
Right, but you've been on 2 adventures so far with him, right?
yes, this will be his 3rd adventure, yes.
Okay, so you are that'll put you 3/5 of the way there.
Exactly.
A mere 3/5.
Oh, I'm 3/5 of the way, woo!
See, it's all good.
3/5 of the way dead.
Now, I'm
I'm
trying to be an
sorry.
optimist.
I'm sorry, Brian. I just can't resist.
It will go ill with you next time we cross paths.
Yeah, because the irony is he's in your game as well. So this isn't one way, I'm sure.
That's right.
Oh, it's
It's
not.
not.
I can never remember what is the requirement for the next level? Is it one more than the level you're trying to get to?
Yes.
Yes.
Level +1.
Right.
Yeah, so I have at this point, Gerda's got enough to hit level 10. Too bad you can't rack them up.
Yeah. Well, at least if we survive this, Horus will go up to 5.
Yeah, we're gonna have some toughness going pretty soon if we live.
If we live.
Oh yeah, we found a trap. So when we get back there in the map, we'll describe that to Mike too, because that was not a good thing.
No, it wasn't.
But it may give him some insight because we figured out how to use the head for something else. You'd be really proud of us, Mike.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But that's what we tried that first time when we found the gems. In the other one, we were moving the
Right,
heads
right.
around on the different pedestals.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Aaron, Cindella may have snuck off with Horus's orb of levitation.
Oh, he's gonna hurt her. He's not gonna like that.
Horus is not present.
Nope.
So did he loan it to you for safety?
Okay, they're your characters. You can move your gear. That's fine. Is it recorded on your character sheet?
It is now.
Oh no, now you're 10.
That's okay. That's okay.
But it's a levitating stone, so
Well, no, it's okay. I
racing.
was basing it off of stamina before, not strength. I'm okay.
Okay.
I was being a dum-dum before.
All right. I've added a new token for Cindella. If you guys could sort your marching order. Hammy's not present. I'll just move him off into the side.
Thank you.
But I believe everybody else. We have a token for Orax. Horus is not present either. Correct.
Correct.
That is correct. Yeah.
Oh, relying on the fighting prowess of Orax. I see. All right.
Time to play stealth.
I'm ready to begin. Will you all move quickly through level 1 down to level 2, or what's your plan?
Well, fairly.
I'm sorry. I'm just following Peter's suggestions because I haven't heard anything else.
Well, we have a peace treaty with the Knolls of level 1. I think we need to move carefully, like for wandering monsters, but we're not worried about creatures behind the portcullis. We're at peace with them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I think we can move fairly quickly. Plus, we know where we're going.
Yes, I would
You
agree.
guys know where you're going, and I'm just following. So
Yeah, but you got infravision, which turned out very handy with Hammy. So
we're not going to go to the east this time because that's all kind of like those blind people's area.
Well, now that's on level 2, you are now
We're
at
on
level 2. I will shift click you to your current position, where we have Hammy as a token.
party
for
token,
your,
yeah.
Party. And the game is now in your hands. It took you about an hour of call it 30 minutes of careful travel to get to this point in the dungeon.
Okay, now just for the record, to the left of us is where the wizard is. There's also a door we have not explored. I have a sneaking suspicion something to the left we've not explored might lead to what we're going to go to the right. But we have been traversing. Last time we traversed the moat and moved up through the door.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to do the same?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. We found the secret passage.
Did we ever search the moat itself?
No, you guys just traveled through it.
Just
earlier.
traveled through it. Gibbs, as they're wading through it, Gibbs gonna search. Gonna search it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we found another one of those whacked out guys, kind of rat-like guys, and he appeared to be in a giant snake's lair, and I think he was its next meal or it's his slave. I'm not sure which, but we also saw a giant snake tail disappearing into a door off the room with the ivy towards the gorilla room. So somewhere ahead of us, we're pretty sure there's a giant snake waiting to swallow Hammy. That's the other reason he's not
Okay.
really in a hurry to go back down.
Did you guys ever go into the beetle room? To the left.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, we didn't.
No.
Beetle room?
Right, it was the garbage. It was the garbage
Yeah,
dump.
there's garbage with all the stuff going on there.
Oh yeah, and there's some kind of garbage elemental zipping around.
Yeah, or something like that.
No, we did not. In fact, we trudged past it rather carefully.
So, any more clues on the weird room with the vines and red handprints?
No, I have a theory that if we come upon another ape corpse or mummified body, we need to get the hand and use it to dip in the sap and slap on the wall, because I think it needs to be a big hand. I think it does something. I don't think it was just a rite of passage, but my hand wasn't big enough. That's just a theory I have. We didn't do any more than that because we saw the snake moving through the door on the right, so we went and checked the door on the left. And that's where we found the rattling guy who's all wigged out. We pretty much ignored him. We didn't find anything of great value in that room, did we? Besides the giant snakeskin that gave it Hammy the willies.
I don't think so.
So then we proceeded carefully up to the right-hand side. Oh, I'm moving the map, not Hammy's token. Sorry. Can I keep moving us, Aaron? Or
Well,
I stop from time to time because I figure you want to.
Sure. Hang on, let me catch up to where you are.
Should we stop at the moat?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Sorry, Gib, you do find there in the deep, dark, one of the darker corners of the moat pit, maybe 4 feet under the surface are some glittering gems.
Like
Hey.
glittering better.
Leave it to Gib.
Man knows how to find loot.
Are they worth anything, or
Well, you can just see them glinting, 4 or 5 feet beneath the surface, in the corner in the northeast corner of the moat.
I got a bad feeling about
Yeah,
this.
exactly. It sounds like
There are actually some
Trust
monsters
me,
on this.
gems just fall on the floor here. You just pick them up, put them in your pocket. Nothing bad happens.
It's not like it's some chaos lobster down there that Jim's.
So where's that? So Gibbs gonna borrow that 10-foot pole and
Yeah.
poke down in there and try to pull.
Try to fish them out.
Yeah, try to fish them out.
What's the rest of the party doing? Why Gibbs?
Well, we're gonna hang out because you know what?
Step away.
Gib,
Cindella comes up very close to Gib, almost like
I have my crossbow
keeping her
out,
eyes on
cocked and ready, watching
My
what's
people
going
are
on.
well away from the area.
Okay.
Gib's
Since we're all
a clever
pretty-
guy. Gib keeps finding stuff. I'm not gonna deny it. You want to dig around in the mud? You do that.
So you certainly can get the pole down there and poke at them, but it's how are you going to try to use the pole to get them out?
You could put your hand.
Well,
in the hole.
for one, okay, so there's like a drop off, right, where the water all looks the same depth of where we're walking, but then there's a drop off, right?
Yep.
Of course
then-
there is.
Deeper.
And then poking with the pole past that position, to where the wall should be. Is there like some type of an opening there?
Oh yeah, maybe it looks like feels like it might go a little further back in there, but the angle's a little funny to try to get the pole to pass the lip of the 2-foot area that you're sitting in and get down in there. But it feels like it could be a little cave-ish back this way.
Right, exactly. So
Those might not be gems. Those could be eyes.
Well, you do poke at them with the pole, and they do kind of move around some.
okay.
Do they blink?
Um,
They don't move of their own volition.
That's good. That's good.
so can the priestess, when you cast a light, can you project that into any area you want to?
Well, it'll light this area up like sunlight coming down from the
So
ceiling.
you couldn't make something lit.
I
like
can't.
a
Yeah,
Light
I,
on an object.
yeah, I don't think I can cast it like a flashlight.
Because I think D&D you can cast it onto an object and then use the object.
Yeah, I don't know, so I'm going to defer to Aaron
You
on
can
this.
cast it onto a location. Yes, you can cast it onto a location, so a location that you can see.
Okay, so I could cast it
You
into
could
that
cast
hole.
it
while I
into the
did-
mouth of the hole. Sure.
Okay.
That's hilarious. Okay.
So what? So yeah.
Awesome.
So Gib asks the priestess to cast it like literally where the bottom of the wall would meet the bottom of the, so past where the gems are.
You're
Sure.
poking
See
at the
if there's
stick right here. Thump, 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 thump. Yeah, okay. Let's see what we can do. We got a +2 for the day.
Actually, before you roll,
Uh-huh.
if we can cast it on a location, wouldn't the end of the 10-foot pole be a location? And then you could stick the
Yeah,
pole into the water?
But Aaron's saying that the pole is hard to get into like an angle. To
Right, at least
You could get it like about a foot or two into the mouth of the hole.
right. Okay.
You could certainly cast the light spell on the end of the pole if you like. But
22
where did you cast the light spell, Peter?
into the hole, because if it goes way back, that will help us.
It illuminates that space, and you can clearly see that it's just sort of a rocky cavity that's maybe about 5 feet. It goes another further 5 feet to the north there. It's not very deep or very broad, but it's
so it goes 5 feet in.
yeah, 5-6 feet in to the north here, like as if it were sort of like an area that had kind of caved in or subsided to this.
Yeah. It's like
this
this
erosion,
right?
Right.
So yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna make a stupid joke. Go ahead.
So does the water here seem like it's like putrid or anything like that to Gib?
It's stagnant. It's not sure really where it's coming from. Oh, but wait, now you can see it. It's sort of bubbling out through this rocky fissure that is to the north of your current position.
Okay, so where
With all this light, can we actually see gems? Excuse me, Gib. Can we actually see? Sorry for interrupting. Can we
Yes,
actually
you do
gems?
see glittering, what look to be glittering fine cut diamonds.
Ooh.
Hey, Aaron, while they're doing that, I'm sweeping and looking, keep watching our back to make sure nothing comes creeping up.
To the west here, is that right?
And,
Pardon me, to the west or to the east, Ryan?
I'm just sweeping, doing a kind of
patrolling, keeping a weather eye out.
exactly.
All right.
So
Looking low too.
So Gib asks if anybody feels like exploring underwater for their, him being just a weak wizard, would not be able to fare too well.
I'm wearing way too much armor.
Diamonds are always worth money.
Yeah, somebody here is a sailor and is used to water, aren't they?
Yeah, she's the new one.
Stick
Stick her in the hole.
Cinderella pulls out one of her daggers and begins to make her way towards the diamonds.
Okay. You're going to have to dive down and get yourself well wet to recover them.
That's fine. She's no stranger to water.
All right.
Sploosh.
Make a luck check for me.
Okay.
See how lucky this rogue really is.
Don't know yet, do we?
Don't know.
So I know we're not supposed to stick an
Not
arm.
very lucky, apparently.
Ooh. Well, he's not 19 points worth. She's not worth it. Oh, yeah, change your die color. Right. Ooh. That's a bad first roll.
Cinderella gets down to the bottom there, and she's tugging at the gems, and they're like stuck. She can't pry them free.
Okay.
Does she happen to look to see if there's like a where this crevice is, and it goes down 4 feet, and then facing north, see if maybe there's a some cavity there that goes back up that we wouldn't be able to see because of our level?
No, it doesn't go any further to the north there. It's just 5-6 feet further to the north. This little recessed, deep.
This little recessed. Okay.
Where this kind of murky water is sort of bubbling, but you can quite clearly see those bubbles, the water kind of gently flowing into the space through that fissure of the rocks. But the gems, you couldn't pry free from their position.
Okay. She will go ahead and come back up to her companions and say, they were quite well stuck.
Do they look like they're in any type of a pattern? Can we discern that from this?
No, they're not in a pattern and sort of like a random scattering. There are 4 of them.
Okay, I guess Gib will go for a dive and try it.
Oh, Gib's gonna get now that the way is safe.
Yes. Well, you know, he's got 10 hit points.
You can't blame him. You really can't.
Why don't you go ahead and make a luck check?
And don't forget, Gib, you always have an eternal champion you can send down here.
You do pry. Let's see, how many do you pry free?
17.
17.
He's good. He's
You
really
pry,
good.
you were able to like yank on 2 and get 2 free, and 1 in each palm, and you burst to the surface with your glittering prize in your hand, and you look at them and you realize they're nothing but glass.
Oh.
Worthless.
Wah, 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 wah.
You were robbed. Robbed.
Stella comes over and says, "Nice try, buddy."
I still have
Gives him
faith
a
in
wink
Gib.
and walks away.
I
Yeah, this
still
is
have
really
faith in Gib.
And there's nothing magic about him.
Keep the glass one. Just keep them.
No, they're not magical. They radiate no magical.
Well, Gib will still put them into his pouch if, you know,
Okay.
they're not like...
Sure,
not
they're
super-
about fist size.
They're not encumbering, are they?
They are. But we'll leave that.
Everything is
Do
encumbering.
they look like they're cut for a certain reason, or that they are like they're cut beautifully, or are they just like pieces of glass?
They are cut beautifully, like costume jewelry.
Okay, weird. Okay, let's proceed. Gib's done with this area. Damn it.
Excellent.
I am done. Done, I say.
Well, I can move the... I assume that light is much like darkness, but instead of darkness, it's light. Right? I just looked at the darkness spell.
Yeah, how long does it last?
Oh, I just looked at it and then put it away and forgot to check that because I'm so useful.
You have a lantern. It's gonna radiate the same as your lantern. If you want to mess around with it, we can. But I'd have to create a token for you to push on the board, which would represent your light.
Oh, I was just going to leave it in one spot for us to come back and have a nice light lit up space where monsters don't want to follow through.
All right, sure.
I mean, if it lasts long enough. So I rolled a 22. Cleric designated a point within 100 feet and created 20-foot radius sphere of light centered at that point. The light remains for a duration of 1 turn. Well, then here you go. By concentrating on future rounds, the cleric can move the sphere of lightness up to 40 feet per round, beyond the original 100-foot range if he or she so chooses. So yeah, we're not going to keep it up.
Okay.
It's not like cleric level or anything.
Right. Okay.
And we're going to buy some more lanterns if we survive and get back to the village.
I do have one too, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
but
So we have 2. All right.
Is the dwarf a warrior?
Oh,
Ish.
yeah.
He gets the
He's a
mighty deep
dwarf.
die.
Oh, okay,
Well,
right.
kind
Okay,
of.
cool.
Not quite the same thing. I roll on a different table though.
But he gets to shield rush, right? You get a shield
Right.
thing.
Yeah,
Shield
he can
smash.
sword and board.
And he sleeps really well in battle.
Yes. Okay, we want to move carefully as we start to come here because I think there might be a snake.
Let me know if you require a description of anything at any point. I will help with that. But so far, you've passed areas that you've been to.
So you guys have been past. You went to the left room.
Yeah, the left room is the snake house. It's got a couple big pillows that look like a giant snake's been sleeping on them. It's got some shed giant snake skin, and I don't recall there being anything else in there. Aaron, am I mistaken?
Is Ridian with us?
Yes.
Ah,
The left room had the bitten creature.
do you
Right.
you know, you could. How do you feel about doing some enlarging?
To enlarge what? For what?
A warrior.
Just in general? Just in general?
Yeah.
Okay.
We might want to wait till we know what we're dealing with because we have a narrow hallway up ahead we might go through. There's a door, and I don't know what the caverns have in them.
Well, we generally get 40 minutes. I don't think he's gonna make it. I mean, yeah, if the guy's 40 feet tall, then there's a problem.
Cinderella looks at all you guys talking about enlarging and goes, "You really need enlarging?"
Oh, so witty.
And Gerda will explain it's not what you think.
It's just that then, the enlarging spell will take, a turn to do, and so.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, the enlargement spell does take is 10 minutes per caster level, so it would be 40 minutes.
Lasts 10 minutes per caster level, so it could last up to 40 minutes, 4 turns.
Yes. Well, we're still in an area that
So I
we've
think
already
the trade-off is cast it now and consuming that duration of the spell effect, or wait till you need it and then cast it and have it for its full 4 turns.
What does Ridian think of this?
We're in an area that we've explored, so I'm thinking we should wait until we get it to an area where we're not going to be.
Let's move on then.
Yeah.
So in this chamber with the vines and the markings, do you guys want the note that was here? I was trying to prepare a handout for that.
Yes, please.
All right. Oh, wait. Let's see if it's in the chat log. See if yes, I found it. Well, that's
the
easy.
GM makes his luck roll.
Made my luck roll.
No, it was a GM skill check.
And then here's the writing of the vine rooms. I will. Interesting.
Did we lose Aaron, or did everybody lose me?
I think we're all
He's
here.
talking.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll keep muttering or something.
You were starting to cut out, so I wasn't sure if I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been having some audio drops. Maybe it's because our hangout's so big. Maybe it's because my son's using the internet. I don't know.
He just bit torrenting. He's doing his cryptocurrency mining.
That's porn.
No, the kids these days are on the cryptocurrency. Pays better.
Pays for their porn.
All right.
So, Peter, which of these doors had you guys already explored?
What, mean where Hammy is? We explored both these two.
Both in the northeast and northwest doors.
Oh, here. Let me do this. This isn't where we're going, but it'll light it up. So, does that put it on your map now?
It does. Thank you, sir.
And then beyond this one was a long hallway. At the end of which was a big double door shaped like an ape head. No, just big double doors, excuse me. But there's a fountain there, and I want to stop there because I want Gib to look at it because he always finds interesting aspects of things. And that's right up here.
Ooh, okay. Very curious.
Right, but the fountain's right there.
Well, I'm going to have to ask one of you guys to capture the note, but I will put it into the chat because something's not working with.
Yeah, I had all that written down on one of my characters, and it got deleted between last week and now. So I don't know, but
Okay.
Yeah, that was the
I'll
thing
figure
that
it
was
out.
said where the snake statues were, right?
Right.
Yes.
And I will also type into the chat the phrases uttered by the ape statues when you search them.
Do you want these in a Word doc or something you can post to the group, or what do you need?
Or it's up to you guys how you want to track and record them. Yeah, you could put them as a note in your character sheet. You could, whoops, or you can do anything you like.
I know I have the onomatopoeia and the palindromes in my character.
Oh, you've got those. Okay, then I won't worry about that bit. All right. So
Yeah,
you have two doors to the north, one to the east, and one to the west. I believe you've traveled the one to the west, which led down the corridor towards the pit trap. No. Let's see. What did you guys do?
Mhm.
When we came to this hallway,
Oh, that's right. You went off to you went well north through some double doors, which were ape-like. Then you found the
Right.
statues.
but wait, right outside the double doors, there's this
Yes.
fountain on the right side I wanted Gib to look at because
Right.
Mike has a tendency to see things differently. That's a
There's-
compliment. That's a compliment, Mike.
Okay, thank you.
So in this
Unless you want to fight, man.
in this hall on the eastern wall, there is a peculiar fireplace,
not fountain. Sorry.
and it's carved and stylized like a ape's gaping maw turned upwards as the chimney runs off into the darkness. And you know from the Hammy's tales back at camp last night that there's what appears to be a ladder some 20 feet ascending into the darkness, but it's incredibly narrow, cramped, and confined. Hammy would have a hard time fitting himself into that space.
So none of us could actually fit,
No.
regardless.
None of the current party are of small
Yeah.
stature, so no.
And enlarge
Well,
would really mess that up.
I could, but I'm not leaving my armor
Ah,
behind.
yes, the dwarf. The dwarf could discard his armor and easily fit.
Yeah. it's
Yeah,
not
we
happening.
also decided that was probably where the snake went. So there's no way anybody was going up there alone or without armor.
So looking, is there any soot or anything like that there?
Mm,
Is there any burning remnants or?
no remnants of a fire.
Hmm.
That is an option. We could light a fire and see what happens.
I was gonna say, who has the flamethrower?
I think the new character does.
So does it look like there's a flat area for like wood or something like that, and then
No, it's
and the
kind of
food,
bare.
or-
It's kind of bare. It's like a fireplace with no grate within it.
Okay, interesting.
Almost like it's for looks.
So it might not actually be a fireplace or anything to combust. It just might be some weird.
Right. Might be the way the snake goes
Some
up or
weird
down.
snake elevator.
Or those little rat guys. Those little rat guys might live here all the time.
So looking at the ladder, does it look like it's been used as a ladder?
Well, it's about 20 feet up, so it's difficult to.
Interesting.
Yeah,
so
the first rung is 20 feet up.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to get a sense of what's actually up there, other than you can see what look like metal ladder rungs protruding from
that are very far up
Mhm.
Yeah,
with nothing below them.
right.
Correct.
So we need a ladder.
Yeah, and
And
there
it
was no
doesn't
way in
look
hell
like
Hammond was going up
anything-
there.
Does it look like anything would be have been used to add an extension, like any type of wear marks?
No. No, like additional little recessed
Yeah, like-
holes or
Yeah, recessed holes or like areas where a ladder was put up against the wall and rubbed against
yeah, none of that.
from the weight of somebody using it to get up there.
Yeah, none of that. I'm afraid.
I
If
mean,
only we
it's
had a
possible-
levitation orb. It would be so handy.
What levitation orb? Cinderella gives you a quizzical look.
Nothing. Well, I think those little rattly guys that Sky hated so much, I bet they can scurry up the walls to that ladder without a problem.
And the other possibility is that it's almost like a fire escape ladder.
Yeah, that's a good point. It could be designed to only go down.
Because they have safety measures here in the
Hey,
dungeon.
OSHA gets around. There are no safety measures in this dungeon. If there were, my hand would not be numb.
Always shaking it, trying to get the circulation back in that hand.
That's right. It's one of the reasons I keep tattooing it.
Did anybody search the, the area where all this starts?
What do you mean, where all the ladder starts, or?
Yeah, exactly. Or
No, we looked.
below it, like where.
We looked in, but Hammy did not want to walk into it. The thing shaped like a big mouth just made him nervous. Hammy has this fear of being
I guess I'm confused. I'm picturing like something that's inset on the wall, and then you look up 20 feet, and there's the ladder.
Yeah, so imagine like a fireplace that's maybe a fairly large fireplace. And the mantle around it is like a gaping ape's jaw.
Right.
And it's kind of protrudes at the bottom, and it's kind of got its head tipped back and its eyes looking up.
This is in the main room that we're at, right? And then
it's just outside the doors here to the right hand side.
You can see it marked
right.
You can see it sort of marked in.
Right. Okay. And so then, how deep in does the mouth go until it's up 20 feet?
So you can step in. Somebody could get down on their hands and knees and sort of crawl in there about 4 feet.
The mouth
and then looking up from that position, crawling into the gaping mouth, you can see the flue running up with your lantern light.
Ah, got it.
And there you can see the ladder rungs in the interior of this this quasi fireplace thing.
Did anybody look for a mechanism or tripping device? Okay, Gib will search it.
Okay.
Including like searching the eyes.
Yeah, we'll let the party search. So I have a new macro for that.
Yeah, Sindela will join him.
And the elves, the Kith maids, I'm sure.
Yes.
I'll bet you find nothing.
Okay. And is the flue, is it square or round?
It's square.
It's square.
It's scround.
There doesn't look like there's any type of wear marks, like patterns of use.
No.
On it. It's just very, very straight and
smooth.
And
dark.
Creepy as fuck.
Well, Gibb surmises that he would have thought that he would find like some scale material or something like that if the
snake
was using it.
If any of the
and snakes don't usually use ladders because they don't have hands.
That's a good point.
If any of the more lithe characters like Rydian, the maids, Gib, want to strip it down, drop all their equipment, you could try to climb up there.
I'm sure it's safe.
It would be like climbing through. It would be worse than Bishop climbing through the air vents to get to the satellite thing. It would be tighter than that, right?
Right, but you'd technically build it like leverage your foot forward and your foot to the back.
I think you could probably do that,
and then use your shoulders to widen out to brace yourself as you climb up into it.
As the giant stone head swallows you.
There is that. So is this passage stone? This whole
so does the priestess feel like casting a light spell? That because if you cast a light spell, as far as you can see,
which would be 20 feet,
then you'd be able to see however many feet past
or 30 feet. You could see then at 60 feet total.
Sure.
Brian, did you have a question?
Yeah. So let's just do that.
Is this whole thing, this chimney structure, stone?
It is, yep. It's much like the stone wrought hallways that you've been exploring.
Okay.
But there'd be no way that an ape could fit in there, right?
No, an ape could never fit in there.
And it'd be very hard for the ape to fit into the mouth, let alone the mouth, right?
Correct.
Right.
Probably shove its head in there, maybe.
But the eyes definitely look up, right?
Yep. I'm wondering if maybe this is where the sound comes out.
Well, why would there be ladders?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Someone's got to keep the thing fixed.
I would say maintenance.
Are you casting the light? Yes, you are.
27.
That's a lot. So
A lot of light.
Designate a point within 200 feet. So just 30 feet, because that's as far as I can see. Otherwise, it might not do anything. And create a sphere of light up to 40 feet in radius, centered at that point. The light remains for a duration of 2 turns.
So you can see 70 feet, and up into that, you can start to see the ladder become obscured by cobwebs.
Mhm.
And from the shaft, are we able to see any other exits, one way or the other, off the shaft? that
No,
we can
you do
see?
not.
Watch your mouth.
It has no breaks or changes in direction or deviant passageways.
Is the ladder made out of metal?
It is.
Hmm.
Looks like it might be made out of iron.
Is it rusted, or does it look old or weak?
No, it doesn't look old. It looks like very, very fine, sturdy construction.
Maintained by giant spiders.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Oh, well, in that case,
Ridian's. Oh yeah, Ridian could spider climb this thing. Yeah, send Ridian.
That'll be safe.
yeah, but to what purpose? It just goes up into spider webs. There's like nothing up there.
Well, yeah.
Except the last victims who decided to climb up there.
Right.
But
There's just so much more to explain.
Yeah, there's more to explore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gibb sees the group becoming impatient with being fascinated over the flute and says, "Yes, okay, let's move on."
Put this in the back pocket. Plan it. If we get stuck where it is, we know this is here.
When we come across the map that says "Go up the mouth of the gorilla for where the millions of gold are," then
We'll
we
know
will
exactly.
Go back, then we'll know exactly what that means.
And Cinderella will send all of you up, wait for you to return, steal your loot, and run. What?
Okay, so
And then quickly turned into crispy
Bacon? Yeah.
burnt pirate thief.
This is why
All
Gibb. This is why Gibb carries the lantern. All right. So we're going to go through the doors.
Mm-hmm.
So here's where you found the 2 statues. Further to the north are the 2 doorways that lie east and west. You traveled to the western passage that led you off to the southwest.
So Gibb, yeah, 1 second before we go any farther. Gibb asks the party what they did with the apes. Did they touch them, blow the whistles?
No, we'll go
do some song and dancing.
No, we touched them. Whistles didn't seem to have any effect. We've whistled at lots of stuff, by the way.
With all 3 whistles going off at once.
Well, we only have 2 of them that I'm aware of. Because you have at least 1.
I thought we had 3 total.
We did, but it depends on who's there, who's carrying it.
Okay.
And Hammy's had 1, and he's not with us.
Gert
is carrying 1. Let me double check that.
And you guys said feed a bad egg?
I don't recall, but it's worth trying.
Yeah, so I will save you some investigation here. The only way that you were able to interact with the statues was by touching them, which triggered them to speak these words that have been pasted that are in Nils's character sheet. And blowing the whistles or speaking the other phrases that you've discovered in the dungeon didn't have any effect on them.
Okay. That sounds like the universe is saying there's nothing else here for right now.
The one on the left was the one in the palindromes. The one on the right was the one speaking the onomatopoeia, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Yes, that sounds correct.
When we went down the hallway there behind, I gotta just doesn't mean we're going this way, but I'm going to just illuminate a few things. So
For the party.
for the party, right? So north of us was some caverns. We haven't checked them. Through this door was a long hallway, and the door on the north side of this hallway appears to be frozen in the same sort of stasis spell we ran into earlier in the room of observation. So we have a idea how to open that if we have to. Across from it appears to be a door that we don't know is there, but it got illuminated. And then it came to a Y intersection. Got to move my map so I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I wish the map was a grab and drag.
You can.
Oh,
You just select the pointer and you grab the
I can't.
hand.
Mine's been drifting a little if I have the party thing selected at the same
grab
time.
the selector.
Well,
And
Mouse
then,
over the selector, then you'll see two options, an arrow and a hand.
oh, look at that.
Oh,
what do you know?
Perfect.
All right, so down
I
this
say
hall.
I say we get somebody grows the wire and busts down that door.
The way we did it last time, growing wires didn't do it. That just
Oh, that's right. We grew
we-
the door.
the door jam or the
Right.
door, one or the other. Can't remember what it
Yeah.
was.
I think it was the door itself, and it just popped off.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, behind this door is a small room with two pedestals with one ape head on it. Well, it did have one ape head.
And this was where the trap was.
Yes. So right here is the trap. And if you lift the ape head off of one of those pedestals, the trap is triggered. So we took the ape head after we got everybody out, and we came around here. Come on, party selector thingamajiggy. And we placed it on that one. When we placed it on that one, can you guys see the one-way door there? Is that lit up for you? Just south of me? Okay. We saw that open up. We didn't go through it because we were pretty beat to shit at that point and exhausted. And one of Nelson's characters was on 1 hit point, and
Okay.
Horace was wearing wet pants from peeing all over the place.
Yeah, well then that's the that's the tricky puzzle that
Oh,
was
shit.
figured out. So we should go that way.
My computer.
your computer died. Peter will join us momentarily. I'm sure.
Momentarily.
And the narrative will continue. Okay.
Okay, going AFK for a minute then.
Aaron, you still around?
I am here. You also hear another door open to the north of you.
Uh-oh.
When you return that ape head to its position.
Oh, when they okay, so they heard that.
So it might be that secret door that we're not supposed to see.
No, it's
Click clack, click clack.
Yes, the door that you're not supposed to be able to see.
But somehow we're able to intuit.
The door who must not be seen.
That's right. This door shall not be seen. Let's see, I'm going to go over there and fix that.
But shall it be named?
Bob. Its name should be Bob.
Yep, Peter's dialing back. His computer died. What's going on here? I'm on the lighting there.
I'm back. Did Peter join us yet?
He's working on it. He's
Got it.
just joining the hangout now.
His computer took a boo-boo.
Can you hear me?
We hear you.
Yay.
No, my battery
Nope.
battery died. I wasn't paying
cannot
attention.
hear you at all. Nope.
Oh,
Can't hear you. No.
Cannot hear anything about a battery.
You're lucky then. All right. Were we attacked while I was gone?
No.
Yes.
No, a second door opened.
But we were attacked by the battery thieves.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yeah.
Well, we heard a door open when we did something with the monkey head. I don't remember exactly what it was.
A door to the
Suddenly we
north.
returned
heard
it.
open.
Yeah, that one-way door just south of us opened up.
No,
We
another
said-
door to the north.
We
that.
heard a door to the
Oh,
north.
Yes, there, and then you heard something shift to the north of you. And I'm trying to fix it on the map, but I'm having a little trouble right now.
Did you guys retry that door that's, on the perpendicular?
Stasis stuck?
Yeah.
No, we haven't tried it. We would have tried it walking by now. We can try it again. I think maybe we should
has
peek
no-
around the corner.
That door is still firmly stuck. However, you do see a door that has swung open. If I can get back to its position on the map, I will try to open it for you. But I am having all sorts of trouble.
Tell
like-
Lucas to stop his BitTorrenting.
Hmm.
I think it's going to pay for college.
Well, in that case, maybe we can put up with a little bit.
There.
Speaking
So
of which,
you- Sorry?
sorry, I was just going to ask, is Emma all ready for college?
Yeah, she's a big pain in my ass, but she's fine.
Well, she's supposed to be, so you don't miss her as much when she
Remember
moves
that this is being recorded and we
That's
should
all
not
right.
be talking about.
That's okay. She's never
Private
going to
stuff.
listen to it.
Still not a good idea, man.
It's fine. She's 17 going on 18. She graduated high school. She's got a bunch of free time. She's just her own
Yeah.
woman now. So
Yeah. She is exactly what she's supposed to be at her age.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And much better than I was at her age.
Certainly smarter than I was.
Hmm.
Nathan, did you put a kettle on?
No.
Okay, that's not you. All right.
All right, guys, you're still standing in this doorway. You've just placed
No,
the head on this.
I thought you were going to say that there was something that swung open.
It has,
Yeah.
but you haven't traveled, so you don't know what it is.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Oh,
Let's go see if we can hear where this. Did it come to the north, as in that
He said to the
angled hallway, or to the north, as in that north hall, the north wall just across the hall from us? You know what I'm
Well, why
saying?
don't we move the token and find out?
I just did move the token to the intersection
Right.
because I
but we
want to
don't
know
lum-
if it is it
we-
this.
It doesn't illuminate that far. See, there we go. Still didn't do anything.
Is there a
There's a
giant-
one-way door.
Right. Well, we know that.
Well,
To
now,
the south?
but to the yes, to the south of you,
Is it open?
it is.
Can we?
Your light shines through it. It's open.
Well, it does sometimes anyway, and I don't want to. I just pretend I don't see it.
oh man. Bunch
So
of
what do we see as we peer in the doorway?
For instance, this part right here, I just ignore. All right, because I shouldn't be able to see that. Therefore, I don't. I assume I
I
can't
don't
see
see it.
anything. It's somebody else's problem field, according to Douglas Adams.
Yeah, and that's sort of a guess you might say a fault of it shouldn't be doing that.
Right, and if I try to act on it too much, then that's an unfair advantage, or it just screws me over because maybe it's not even there. I don't know if it's just a programming glitch or what.
So, Mr. Game Master, sir, what do we
Yes.
see in this space?
You see
As we
exactly what
peered in.
you do see. A corridor
So-
that runs off to the south and then branches to the east.
And we see these doors.
You see those doors.
Cindella will take a look at this door and see if she can figure out like what caused it to open, or if there's some obvious mechanism.
Footsteps in
And-
this dust.
And if nothing else, jam a crowbar under it so it doesn't close behind us since it opened automatically.
There is that, yes.
I have I have 2 iron spikes left.
You want to
Oh,
use a
good.
spike?
Why don't we use
We'll
the
use
spikes?
one.
Yeah, I want to
Yep.
use the spike on that other door because this was the one-way door we can get out of.
True, but it also opened on its own. If we use the iron spikes, we won't be able to kill the iron vampires, though.
I have
Exactly.
one left. We can use one. Or we can just bludgeon him to death with the crowbar.
Well,
binding worked. Binding worked just fine.
I would say the last midget vampire we fought didn't take so well with the steel.
That's right.
Okay, we're using one of my iron spikes to secure the one-way door.
Alrighty.
I have so removed it from my character sheet.
And Sindel is looking at the door frame and trying to figure out if there's a mechanical reason this door opened.
Oh, like one in a grocery store that opens by itself.
Right. You do know that you are able to piece together that it opened as a result of placing ape head on the pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some sort of switch.
But there's no obvious string or gear mechanism that she's seeing.
As long as it's not the snake, Aaron, I'm fine.
All right.
All right. Let us check out this north door. It's the first one we come to.
The north door.
So
At this point now, we're going to use, we assume Sindara is doing all the careful stuff that Hammy normally does.
yes, and
Okay.
so I have shield and hammer ready.
All right.
Someone else will have to open the door.
All right.
So yeah, once Sindel has checked it, she goes back to her position in the party and lets the warrior go in first.
Well, yeah, we have jobs.
Exactly.
So I'm peering in through the doorway. What do
All
I
right.
see?
Sorry, just skimming my notes that I haven't marked
Okay.
up yet, so I don't have the summary for you yet.
It's okay. We'll give you a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the first thing that immediately rivets your attention is there's a bed-size block of transparent glass that sits dead center of the room. And there's a sort of a depression, like the shape of a man, that would generously even fit Orax in his large stature.
No.
The head part of the depression is orientated to the west, and there's a olive green serpentine stode embedded in the nadir. I guess that's like the head of the bed.
The very top, yeah.
Mhm.
Did you say
So it's like a glass bed,
It's like
Yeah.
it's like a glass block with a
right? With
With a
yeah, with like
depression
a
on
with the
top, like you could
depression
lay
that you
down
fit
in.
into,
Mhm.
right?
Like
Almost
the-
like a half of a mold.
Right, almost like those gorilla
Mm.
things we saw out there where we busted the gems out, because I bet this does the same thing to people.
Yes,
Or
but
a
this
very
is,
still gelatinous cube.
this is
Or this is how you control the monkeys.
this is far more man-shaped than ape-shaped, like the other depression.
Yeah, right. No, he was saying it was like that for a man.
Well, and I'm just clarifying.
Got it.
So the idea that to control the apes that way is not out of
Is there any type of stone in it or anywhere?
yeah. There's that green. You said a green stone at the nadir,
Oh,
which, if I'm
I
not
didn't
mistaken,
hear that.
means the top.
Correct. Right, like above the where the headrest would be for the board, but for a bed, but there is no such headrest because it's just a big giant block of glass.
have we entered the room yet?
Sure, you guys can be in the room.
I just peeked my head in. Is all I did.
All right. And then
So-
covering most of the north wall, there's still more to be seen in this room, is an enormous striped saber-toothed tiger skin hanging on the wall, its fanged head looking down at you.
That's on the north wall.
hmm
Cool. Is that
Okay.
everything?
And that is
Um,
everything for you.
So this is
So-
a big game hunter's rec room.
So Nadir is actually the bottom.
Oh, so at the foot of the bed.
Yeah.
Interesting. I always thought it was the top.
Well, now
Me
we
too.
now
Well,
we
that's
all
what
know.
that's
Thanks.
what you get for using fucking fancy words to explain top.
Something simple.
Mhm.
You just say at the bottom.
Thanks for
Yeah.
looking that up.
Is
Yeah,
that the
English.
underneath?
I thought
or-
it was the top.
What is this? Court of law in England or something? 1762?
1763 actually.
Oh, right. Yes.
You were close. You were close. That's good.
Well, thank
So
you,
this-
Guy, for teaching us a new word.
Exactly.
Or my
Aaron,
or teaching me I'd been using it wrong.
Okay.
That too.
Gibbs gonna
It's
go
bad.
examine the
Which side of the room did you say it was in,
stone
Aaron?
or whatever.
I'm sorry, I'm hearing two people talk at once. Brian, what's your question?
So the tiger skin is on the north wall. Where
It
is the
is.
bed structure in
It's
this room?
dead in the center of the room.
The center of the room. Thank you. I wasn't catching where it was. Okay.
Sure. I'll draw a few sketches onto the map for you.
I got it now. So I will step into the room
All right.
and do another quick sweep to make sure there's nothing on either side of the doorway.
No,
and I'm
it's-
going to take a sweep at the top, at the ceiling, as well as the floor, looking for
Sure.
anything suspicious.
And behind the tiger pelt.
Well, once we get over there, yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, so when Ridian checks behind the tiger pelt, he sees
Excellent.
that there's an etching behind there.
I will expose the etching.
Reveal said etching.
Mhm.
Would you like to see my etching?
Behind the tiger skin, there is an etching of two apes. The one on the left side of this etching, it's large. This etching on the wall. There's an ape using a quill to draw a picture of a closed wooden door into an open book held by an ape on the right. And each of them wears that weird doublet that you saw in the hall with the big statues that spoke to you.
Mm.
Does the instrument of etching look like the pen that Gib has?
It's hard to say how the etching was done. It's sort of like a black basalt wall and sort of etched in and revealing these white lines to illustrate these two apes.
Yeah, I misunderstood what you said.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a picture of an ape etching something.
There's a picture of two apes. One of them is drawing a picture of a door into an open book that's held by the second ape.
What's
He's drawing with like a quill.
Does it look like the quill that
Yep.
Gib has?
Yes, it
similar.
does. Because it looks just like the ones in the statue in the other room.
Yeah. You said they were like etching on a door or something?
They're sketching a door into the book.
Drawing
It's
a
like,
picture
like,
of a door.
like it's a sketchbook.
Mhm.
I get excited. It's
So-
Harold in the Purple Crayon. Oh my god! And we have a quill that will etch in stone.
I was about to say, so maybe we need to go back to the apes and sketch a door.
So
we will.
th-
We'll do that.
this
but-
tiger pelt, is it like affixed to something, or is it just
It's like
hanging on the wall?
pinned
or-
up on a couple of hooks in the wall. You could probably yank it down.
Anybody want a tiger pelt? Looks very fetching on a wizard, I hear.
Well, I mean, if it's worth money, Cinderella is always down to retrieve artifacts.
Good. Well, she's part of the party now.
It's-
Verna wants to search this wall right here
all right.
for a secret door. I'm just wondering if there's another way in and out of here.
Sure. You guys want to search?
Well,
Yes.
yeah. Gib's gonna look at the glass block amulet thingy
Mhm.
and see if he sees any magic coming from it.
It is radiating magic. Yes.
Mhm.
What's and since Gibbs like right there, and he can he see the exact height of what the relief would fit? Would it fit a normal human being such as his size?
Yeah, he feels like he can lay down in that.
And it's horizontal, right? It's not like at an angle, or it's
horizontal. It'd be like a bed.
yeah, it's literally a bed. And this
I really think you're onto something about it's about controlling things, or connected somehow to the apes that have been mind swept.
and the amulets at the feet, right?
Yes.
It is.
Hey, Gib, go. I've got another idea to explore, but go ahead and do what you're doing because I don't want to stop.
No, I was just gonna say, I wonder if this bed and this depression is almost like a magical mirroring of the wizard lying in his bed on the other side of the dungeon.
Could be. Could be.
Mhm.
Interesting idea.
So I will
I
also
would have thought
search
that
the
that would have
walls as
explained
well.
to us that the wizard was in a relief, like half of a mold type of thing. But we'll see.
No, he was laying on a bed
So-
when you tried to look at his spell book.
Correct.
Remember that guy? That's who we're talking about.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The
Did you
guy
have
who tried to
something,
get.
Brian?
Rather than like a mold looking thing, like half. That's how I'm picturing. That there's
Gotcha.
half of a mold. So when you sit in it, like half of you it is
You really sit in it.
you fall into it or
Mhm.
So Gib takes out one of the stones because he should have one of those stones that belong to the other monkey relief.
Mhm.
Yep.
And examines it at the same time while he's near this other amulet that's in the stone or the glass mold bed thing.
Okay. Are you trying to derive the purpose of the glass bed?
Yeah.
What are you? Okay.
No. He's just trying to see if there's like any type of psychokinetic, magical kinetic,
Okay. Well, we'll come back to that in just a minute.
Oh, okay.
Brian, did you have something?
No, just as Peter was searching, I was saying that I was also searching, and as a dwarf, I'm a little more attuned to stone work and stone traps and
Sure, I'll
stuff.
give you another check against that.
D20.
You don't find anything.
Okay. Also, I was just reading dwarves can smell large concentrations of gold, or gems, and some sniffing. I
You're
smell
taking a
any.
mighty snort.
Yes,
You're like the prospector in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
darn straight. If he had armor and a shield and a hammer, that's exactly who I'd be. Cornelius.
That's it.
What's his last name?
He's always tasting his pickaxe.
Yeah, I kind of taste my warhammer from time to time. Going, nah, nothing here, boys.
From what I read, he was supposed to be a peppermint miner, but they wrote that out of the script near the last minute because it just was an extra detail that didn't matter, and that's why he's always tasting his pickaxe.
So do I smell anything of precious metals or gems?
You do smell wealth. So you're not, it's a yes, it's strange.
It'd be a change for us.
Cindella walks over to the dwarf and says, "You sense some valuable."
I can smell gold and gems nearby.
Did we search the north wall yet?
Nope.
Not closely. So I will go over and begin to peruse.
Along with my
Wall.
mini party, sub party.
Looking for
Alright.
shifting walls, doors, checking to see if any of the blocks of stone are uneven or wear patterns on the floor.
All right. Interesting.
I'm assuming that that's. Well, you'll let me know. I guess I should ask, where was I smelling stuff from?
To the north. You are smelling
Okay,
wealth.
so
Clearly
some kind of sniffing. I smell wealth, boys.
you can smell something. But it doesn't smell like gold. That's for sure.
It's not gold.
It smells a little silvery, maybe.
A hint of silver. So
let's see here. But you found nothing in your searching.
All right. Well, I'll ask one. A D12. So if our thief also wants to check for stuff, look a little more closely. Maybe I missed something.
So the time that the search rolls that I've made for the party have netted nothing. It's been the entire party searching.
Okay.
You can continue to do so if you wish. It will just consume time to do so.
What do y'all want to do?
Whoa. Remember, Gib was looking at the stone on the thing. And
right.
Oh, that's right. You wanted to sit in the
You're-
couch. I forgot you're sitting in the couch. Yeah.
And you didn't necessarily want to, you weren't trying to derive the meaning of the glass bed. You were just evaluating the stones in
at this
correlation to one another.
Yes.
And they don't seem to have any correlation, any of the gems that you've recovered and the one that is embedded in this glass bed, the foot of the glass bed.
But the monkey magic gem that was from the other relief, from the other monkey relief?
It is not the same. That one was glittering and golden. This one is green.
Okie dokie, right? But I guess what Gibb's trying to think of is if they're somehow connected.
They are not.
They are
From
not.
what
Not-
you can
not
tell,
from what Gibb can tell, right? Okay.
yeah, from what Gib can tell, they are not.
Gib asks, what's the summoned warrior's name again?
Oryx.
Orcs, and whoever else. Let's say the priestess is instructs them that Gibb's going to get up and lay down on the table, and if he does not get up of his own accord in, like, say 10 seconds, to drag him off.
Okay, before you do that, give me your quill before you kill yourself.
Good point. We need the quill.
Well, you can always get it off of my body, but it's still Gibb's quill.
Right. If you,
Yeah.
you'll get it back as soon as you set up again. I just worried about you.
Oh, okay.
Cindella draws both of her rapiers and like backs herself into one of the corners of the room and like tries to make herself a little sneaky in case something happens.
I just have a sneaking suspicion this is going to give us some information.
Well,
Maybe
we'll
not
find out.
information we want.
I didn't stipulate that, now did I?
Something shows up, she'll be ready.
Okay, so you're gonna lay down into the.
So Gib climbs up onto there and hesitantly, like, doesn't quite yet slink into it. You know, he's trying to figure out, how this thing works, because he doesn't feel that this is a altering thing. He does actually feels that it's it's a controlling mechanism, or a like an antenna type of a thing, maybe
Okay.
a magical antenna.
So you're sitting. You've pulled yourself up onto this glass bed, and you're sort of half in and half out of the depression, kind of sitting in it, and you can just feel this tingling radiating up through your body.
And does it feel like it's a bad tingle or a good tingle to him? Does it feel like it's a?
Depends on what you're into.
Hold on. Okay, a lot of people here. Does it feel like it's of chaotic nature or non-chaotic nature?
It feels tingly.
Feels tingly.
Excellent. Well done, Aaron. Well done.
Okay, Gib will proceed very, very slowly to see how this effect carries on.
Okay, so as you start to kind of ease yourself back into the depression, you can feel the tingling start to course through all of your limbs, and then you pass out. And Gib like passes out cold and falls like perfectly into this depression, and the whole glass block lights with this kind of a pale green, and it's like swirling all around there. Gib, your mind's eye just goes, and you have the most remarkable dreams, like just firing through your brain. Wondrous places, mystical creatures, alluring women,
It's
dastardly
Doctor
men,
Strange.
and they go on and on and on. And you guys are watching Gib, and he's like breathing easily and calmly, and then his eyes slowly open. Roll a d20, Gib.
Me next.
Oh, 7. That should be lower than your intelligence or your wisdom, both. You gain 1 point in one of those traits, intelligence or wisdom, your choice.
Ooh, there you go.
I didn't know that there was
Oh, there's
don't
just an
remember.
intelligence.
There's personality.
Sorry,
Right.
No, there's intelligence. I'm thinking D&D, which is how the module's written. So you gain 1 point in intelligence.
Holy crap!
It's great for
That
wizard.
puts me up to a 14 or a 15. That's a
That's a bonus.
+2.
Very cool.
I think you should let the Chaos Wizard lay in the thing after you're done. I want to see his hair flying all over.
So does Gib wake back up?
Yes, you do wake, and you wake as if you had slept the most refreshing sleep that you had ever made. You recover any lost stamina that you might have had, and you're fully refreshed.
Wow.
Oh, that's pretty powerful.
So he gets up, and you could see him just kind of like his back's nice and limber, and he's bright-eyed and looking around like, didn't you see what I just saw?
Why don't you share with us one of the things that you discovered through your dreaming state
Oh, good
about
idea.
the world around you?
Or of the multiverse.
Well, unlike the mostly fitful dream states of the multiverse, when he goes to go retrieve a chaotic warrior, this one was definitely way more fluid and or controllable.
And Nils didn't end up wounded.
But he's at a loss for what he just saw, basically, even for him.
It was a Doctor Strange eye-opening moment.
Yes.
It was full of stars.
My God, it's full of stars.
Yes.
Sorry, Brian, I can't do that.
So he especially says as best as he can to Rydian that this is something for the practicers of magic, such as you and I. And gets up off the table.
Rydian's quite willing to give it a try, although I have a feeling that the chaotic nature and severe negatives he has are going to be very different results, but we'll see.
No.
And just as Rydian hops up onto the glass bed, and he starts to feel the tingling energy flowing up through his nether regions.
You had to go there.
In the doorway, you see the wizard, and he's got both his hands on the door frame, and he says, "Get out of my bed!"
I pointed at him and said, "It was him! It was him!"
The booming voice.
Oh, that's awesome!
Shakes the entire chamber.
So, is this guy friend or foe?
No,
This is the guy who we think has a demon
So while you
inside him.
guys take a moment,
Okay.
I'm going to take a moment on my side to catch up on some notes, and then we'll roll for initiative.
oh,
And this is why
Here it
Cinderella
is.
is hiding.
oh boy!
Thanks, Gib.
Awesome. Oh, this is great.
This is why Cinderella was hiding in the corner.
This is the end. It's either a go or no go.
Cinderella is all down for doing exactly what the wizard says.
At least I have Hammy left.
Yeah, you've got Hammy. Well, we've got a magic sorted chaos warrior
right now.
and hopefully Rydian can cast them. Oh, that's awesome.
I think we pissed him off.
You shouldn't have taken the extra stuff, Ethan.
Well, look at it this
I
way. If
wasn't
we
the
survive,
one who
there'll be a
took it.
spell book laying down there in
Absolutely.
his bedroom.
I was about to say that there's a spell book for
There
our
is
wizard
that
friends.
spell book that was very tempting for Gib to grab, but he didn't. So you gotta think luck. That Gib tried this one that's way over here. So
what's
he
our
is a
strategy?
wizard and he's very inquisitive. So
Well, exactly. I think you play the character to the T.
I'm not worried about you. I'm just like, what are we gonna do to take this guy down?
we're gonna
I say
fight.
Well, yeah.
I think
but what's
first
our
we leave
strategy?
the room and obey what he says.
Well, yeah,
You
we're
don't-
gonna. No, he's.
Well, but
gonna-
no, there's already initiative being rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just get out of the bed, but it's on. Who's going to be casting what is the question.
I'm going to be hiding.
Well, you want to hide so you can get a back shot when he doesn't know you're there.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it doesn't really help Hammy, I play his character that it does. So that's why you want to keep your thief back. It's not you're a coward. It's just the best way to play him.
She has a nice bonus to backstabbing.
I'll be right back.
She can get there.
Brian, were you present for when the wizard was first encountered sleeping?
Nope, I was not. So that's why I was asking the party questions.
Oh,
Did they get you all caught up?
No, we didn't.
No, they didn't.
We
They
came
just left you in
upon
the dark?
we came upon a torture chamber, and off to one side behind an oriental screen kind of folding thing was a wizard's bedroom. We know it was a wizard's bedroom because he was sleeping on a bed.
Or above a bed.
He was floating 3 inches above it. So I had to make
And Gib,
Gib, being curious,
said,
"Is that a spell book on the nightstand? Is it open?"
No, remember? Yeah.
Awesome.
So he goes, and he doesn't even get to it. He doesn't even get to it. He's looking at it, and he's kind of, he hasn't touched anything. And the wizard, he doesn't stand up. He goes from horizontal to vertical, just instantly.
Or like mechanically, or like weirdly supernaturally.
Supernatural.
But he doesn't
spell
wake up.
No, because he hadn't touched anything yet. And discretion being the better part of valor at that point, Gib decided that, like the rest of us, he would back out of the room. And apparently the wizard settled down again.
Until now.
Okay.
So we just delayed that fight. I had a feeling that was going to be the case, and I was really worried.
The one I need.
And I got no luck to throw at anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Oh well, yeah. The dice will be what the dice are be.
Oh
But
God,
that
I don't want
that
another
gives-
TPK.
That gives So Gib right now when he casts is a +7.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I'm going to +8, but I don't have much that's offensive like flaming hands. I do have paralysis and word of command.
Well,
but
and that was magical, right? And so
Yeah.
if he's not able to leave.
Just remember, I'm level 3, but my hit points are not.
And
very
remember
strong.
that when Gib asked his warrior, chaotic warrior, that would be somewhat knowledgeable of things of the chaotic nature, said that it was a chaotic demon.
Possessed.
So
yeah, it said it wasn't even a. He said, "Don't you see? That's a demon." So either he's
Right.
demon possessed, but I think there's definitely something like that going on.
so
So I think
Well, he's a
binding
wizard,
might be my
wizard.
best bet.
Yes.
On the bright side, at least our eternal champion has 45 hit points.
Yeah, no
Yes.
kidding. So he's going to go toe to toe with this thing.
And I'll go in on the other side.
You just stay out of the way.
You guys get him to come into the room so I can get behind him.
Yeah, you
Okay. So
don't
we'll
let the
fall
you
back.
don't get the dwarf in the thick of it because he's not Horatio. Like Gerda's not Horatio, so she's
I'll
not
take
going to
a
get in the
flank.
middle of it.
I'll take a flank shot.
Yeah, I'm going to
Basically,
cast.
I'll stab him in the back, run around the corner, then come back and stab him and run around the corner.
See, it works.
We're just waiting for Nils. I just wanted to.
I'm sorry, I'm back.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so it's an initiative check.
Orax is rolling.
I think Orax should roll. You get to +5, right?
Mm-hmm. You bet he does.
He was wide-eyed and surprised to see you here, all of you.
Whereas we're not surprised to see him because we knew this guy was going to wake up.
Oh, what did you get?
holy crap!
7, because that's a +5.
Oh right.
I'm an 8.
Oh,
Ah,
he's not
Wow.
that surprised.
well, he's surprised, but he goes first. That's the
Well,
problem.
let's see what his reaction
Mhm.
is, y'all.
Because Iridian's going to get out of the bed. Didn't mean to be rude. Didn't know anybody had reserved it. Looked like a
Iridian-
massage bed.
Radiant's pointing at Gib.
What?
But I'm clearly not the one on the bed. So don't be pointing at me.
Cinderella's hiding in the corner.
It's like when your parents come home, catch you drinking, and you like point at your friend. You're like,
Well, on the far side of
He
the
brought over the liquor.
all right. Let's see here. Role playing stuff.
I'm just waiting for like the 20
Damn,
foot tall
I
wizard.
can't
to show
believe I just blew that roll.
No worries.
It's okay.
It's not like no one else has blown an initiative.
You know,
roll.
initiatives are if you're gonna
But this-
blow a
I
roll,
think that
initiative
this
is the
is
one
the-
to blow.
I think this is the most important one for the entire
So here's the
module.
thing. Here's what we need to do. So Viridian needs to, and your character need to spell duel this guy. So once he starts casting, you guys just jump in and start spell duel.
And the rest of us just go
I
up behind him
forgot
and start
about spell
backstabbing him.
duel. Yes.
And the priestess can spell duel too.
Well, I'm gonna try binding first because if there is
Yeah.
something demonic there, then that's gonna help.
And see if that
For
fails,
Banish.
And that
Then
is
we
a
can
very
smash him with
very
a
good
rock.
idea because now Gib just had an epiphany and
Mhm.
like even a further awakening that he's like and it was his bed, so he's been given some insight into what this
Oh, you know
thing
what?
was. In fact,
Learn part of his true name.
yeah,
wizard's true
that'll
name.
yeah. I was just about to say what did if there was. We'll see what Aaron says.
Banish is what I got here. By the way, while he's looking at his notes, what's everybody painting?
I'm not. You know what a dwarf banish stick is, don't you?
No.
It's my warhammer.
Okay,
I'll
well, good.
banish the wizard.
In the garage, honey.
Is Ethan painting?
Yes, I'm painting Elvin Bowman.
Shocking.
I know, right?
I'm painting stone and dirt walls.
How's it coming?
I just finished my the first starter set. While we're sitting here, I got to give it a stain and a dry brush, but the base coats are now done on the last few pieces. I sealed a bunch before we started the game.
So it's made of that bones material, right?
Yeah,
That soft plastic.
sort of a soft plastic, but I think the best thing you can use it for is exactly this. Terrain pieces and stuff like that. I think miniatures is okay, but really monsters is where it really works well there.
I'll be right
But
back with you guys. Hold on just a second. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
yeah, but the next time I'm painting is the tracks and the track set. It's got a little mine car and entryways and lots of track. And I foolishly said, "Ooh, I need more than one of those."
No. It wasn't foolish. It was generosity on your part for the rest of us.
Well, that's it, and for my buddy Mr. Justin.
I almost bought into that set when I saw it coming out, but I was going to do something like what you were going to do and get like 4 or 5 sets and realized the price and went, I can't do that.
Yeah, that's before I had a car payment. This was one of my last Kickstarters. I have, I think, like 2 left, and then there'll be little check boxes and all my fulfilled, and there'll be no open campaigns. It's a weird feeling.
What are you kickstarting?
Oh, I back Kickstarter things. I'm not kickstarting.
Oh, okay, got it.
But I stopped backing about a year ago when I bought a car because I could afford to do back Kickstarters and a couple other things I cut out of my budget, or I could have a car.
Right. What'd you buy?
Subaru Forester.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, I had a 2002, which I drove pretty much just about to death. And my ex-wife works for a corporation that owns several dealerships, including the Subaru here in Walnut Creek. And so they made me a hell of a deal. She just went and said, "Listen, this is what you can afford each month. What can you do?" And they said, "Well, is he picky about color? Because we'll give him something that we have extras on the lot we want to dump." So I got more car than I could have afforded otherwise, to be quite honest.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
feel a
you
little
need,
spoiled, but yeah, like Aaron said, you need to have a good car and a comfortable car. And if we're commuting like I do, then yeah. I love all the hands-free. The damn thing talks to me. It's like a fucking shuttlecraft from Star Trek Next Generation. And the dogs love it because just like the last one's got that huge passenger compartment sunroof.
I think it was just built for dogs.
Oh yeah, well, everything should be.
Or at least they think so.
Tico certainly does. Parker's just oblivious.
How's the dog that had the operation?
He is not healing as quickly as he did the first time, thank goodness. So he will be 10 months in 2 weeks. And at that point, he is theoretically done with all long bone growth. And then he will not need to have another operation if that bone heals up. And it was about an 1/8 of an inch gap last Friday.
Good.
I exercise him a lot, which is what the doctors normally tell you not to do. But that's exactly what he needs to do because it slows down the bone growth once they get close to each other if he's exercising a lot.
Sorry, guys, I'm back with you.
No worries.
We've been talking about Reaper Bones terrain pieces.
Cool. So the wizard points one long, bony, and fairly skeletal figure. Out! Get out!
We're going.
Yep.
We're not rude. Yet. That's right.
I certainly get off the bed.
And we're moving towards the door. Is he blocking the door?
No, he's kind of stepped back and off into the east there.
Okay. Well, we're going to. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Jesus, pardon us. Moving through.
He moved quickly and quietly for a near dead guy.
Mm-hmm.
So there was some good idea brought up. Did Gib get any insight into this being since he went through that
Did the whole Goldilocks routine.
psychic bed transformation?
His Doctor Strange moment. Just go with Doctor Strange
I'll
moment.
give you one insightful question to ask about this place.
Ooh.
And
We'll take it.
that can be it if you want, but that would be your only one. Reclining in the couch of glass.
Oh, I so want to know about the goddamn ape summoning.
Well, it's Gibbs' question because he's the one that's got
It
the.
is.
No,
Yes.
absolutely.
Well, there's always ideas that you can throw at me as the group. I don't care unless Aaron doesn't want to allow it.
No, I don't mind. I just want you to know that this
got
is
one
Okay,
shot.
so Gib, I'll tell you what Gib wants to do and wants to know if this wizard should be killed. That's what he's going to wonder. So but go on with your guys' ideas.
That's a good to the point kind of thing. I mean, if we determine that he's the one that's causing the ape problem, then we can.
Or at least is he our enemy? Yeah. That's legit. That's a. Oh crap. Hey Brian, I really think your character needs to convert to Ildever now.
We'll have a chat on the way out.
No, I have to get this tally, and he's going to kill you in this encounter. You know it.
it's fated, Krungus.
It's faded, I see.
So any other ideas, guys?
Well, normally he follows Danethar, but he could be willing to chat about this.
We'll talk if I have to heal you. All right. Well, I've healed you already, so you know it works.
Mm-hmm.
Gib, nothing specific. I mean, there's lots of different specific questions, but I think that's a
Sure.
good general question to kind of point us in the right direction.
And well thought out, I gotta say.
So what's the ask?
So the question is from Gibbs' point of view, and what the party's supposed to do, and destined to do to solve this is the wizard, the wizard that's standing in front of him, the main enemy of that.
Is he friend or foe?
Sorry, I want to hear it from Gib.
Is wizard the main point to the evil here?
No, he is not the main point to the evil, though he is terrible in his own right. He wears human skin like a cloak, and he's no man at all, but some dark, powerful demon that torments captives similar to you, dining on their flesh and driving them to madness as they consume the flesh of their fellows.
Shoot, I've already got a patron.
This is your
It's
kind
gonna
of
have
guy.
to die. Unfortunately, this one's going to have to die at some point.
But we're moving out. We're moving out of the room.
Yep.
Okay, it's like some bad college party with you guys sort of shuffling out through the door under the watchful eye of this
Apparently
evil
so.
wizard. You come to the T intersection. He says, "We shall retire to my chambers, where you will regale me with the tales of the surface world and entertain me with your mirth."
We should have just killed it.
I don't think
kill
so.
him. I think we need to kill him.
I think it needs to go down now.
Mm-hmm.
Gib?
You guys have the initiative.
Okay.
Nils?
Flaming hands coming online.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Quick question.
So yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Last time I rolled a mercurial effect that where on the outside, when it was outside, I get a D24 to roll. On the inside, it's D16.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that,
inside, underground.
right. Okay, no, that's right. That's right. Okay, I was just trying to remember which spell it was for, but I remember now. I was, I got it. Okay. And we are +2 right now, right?
Yes.
+2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm casting Binding. Banish, excuse me. They're side by side in the damn book. Are you ready? Who's going first?
I'm getting my stuff lined up, so you guys go ahead
Very
and
good.
start off. See if I can read it.
Ow.
What level is Banish?
Level 2. Is that good or bad, Aaron? Holy crap, that's the bottom of the page.
You know
Up
what's
to
bad
2
is-
targets.
So, right. So tell me how you manifest this banishment for me. Or show us how you manifest this banishment. And what are you trying to achieve with this maximum result?
Oh, I'm trying to wrap him in the silver chains, but she says, in the name of Ildevar, go back to the plane from which you came. And silver chains fly out of my hands, wrapping around this thing and squeezing tight.
This is suddenly a Hellraiser moment.
I was just about to say it, but except the opposite. Instead of demons with chains, they're like godly angel-esque angel.
Right.
Well, the
angelic.
manifestation I rolled was silver ethereal chains wrap themselves around the target and constrict it.
That was the
Sorry.
silver that the dwarf smelled.
And the dwarf invented it.
Into the future, he smelled these chains.
Ildar gives silver chains to her followers. Wow, this is pretty impressive.
So the level 27 is up to 2 targets within 120 feet must make a will save or be forced back to their places of origin. Supernatural creatures, including demons, devils, elementals, and other denizens of foreign planes, are forced back to their native planes. Summoned creatures, as though an animal summoning or monster summoning, are sent back from whence they came. Mundane creatures are simply forced to the outer edge. Oh my god, for the next D6 plus cleric level days. So a minimum of 4 days.
Everybody's hair was standing up so much on the back of their neck with this that Ildevar answered.
Such targets cannot approach any closer than 120 feet, nor can they hurl missiles, speak in the cleric's direction, or otherwise take action against her. If forced within 120 feet, a mundane target takes D12 plus cleric level arcane damage each round.
That's a mundane.
Kill the creature if it's reduced to 0 points. Yeah, still, it's nice to know it does it. And if this is a possessed person, then I think it's going to be effective. I'm just hoping he blows his will save.
Yeah, that's the question.
See what
How big
happens.
is
Hey, I can dream. I feel good about my roll.
Oh,
Oh crap!
It's a 24 for me.
Oh, I had rolled a 27 now.
Well,
yeah, he failed his will
so,
save.
and it drives him from the plane, is that right?
Correct.
Forces him back to his his plane of origin.
Okay.
If he's a demon.
Yeah, so you see the silver chains come flying out from Ildevar's personage, and they wrap around the wizard, and you see him revealed in his true form. This horned demon with these horns that are arched and descending, down, framing his face.
Very Tim Curry. Nice.
He howls in terror, frustration,
Disgust.
bewilderment, and despair, and he's driven from this plane. But before you do, you know that you've made a mortal foe, a demon of Askasar.
You mean another mortal?
Oh, another one?
We keep lining these guys up. There's a worm that hates us.
You should need a book of foes to start writing names down.
Fucking Gerda. I love you so much right now. I'm a little emotional. Holy shit. I thought we were dead. I just thought we were so dead.
The dice giveth and the dice take away.
Oh, just out of curiosity, what level was he roughly?
He was a... Well, you don't know. I mean, you may face him again.
Yeah.
You will face him again. He's a recurring nemesis.
You know what? I'm going to have Garrett do some research on his name and
Go send someone to.
Gib gives out a. Go ahead.
what was that?
Gib gives out a big sigh of relief
Okay.
and gives Ildevar a very big hug.
We all start high fiving and fist bumping
Absolutely.
each other.
So, Viridian, you want to go lay down the bed now?
Yeah, I was gonna say I go jump back in the bed.
Cindella points out that maybe you shouldn't go on the bed in case it opens the plane to which he just got banished to.
I jump in the bed.
All right.
You're always
Roll a
He's a
d20.
wizard. He's a wizard. He was going to do it anyway. Of course, as he jumps in the bed, we kind of take the gem at the foot of the bed and twist it.
4.
wow.
Oh, that's lower than your intelligence.
Yeah.
Tell us, you have remarkable dreams as well, but of dark places and grim denizens of hidden places.
Happy dreams for him.
Just the way he likes it, exactly.
Power wrought with at every turn.
Yes.
The multitudes falling at your feet, and you awaken refreshed, as if only a moment had blinked, but it felt as if you had slept for days. You gain a point of intelligence and recover any lost stamina that you might have.
Yeah, that's a big deal with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now you're 16 or 17.
18.
18. Holy Jesus.
And the green gem darkens to a pale brown.
Can it be removed?
You
We
can
haven't
try
tried
to
yet.
remove it.
So, just because I got to ask, any of this being totally refreshed affect my very negative stats or any of the chaos tainty kind of things all over me?
No,
Okay.
only the stamina recovered.
All right.
And
Yeah,
then Gib asks Ridian, do you have any insight into this place as well as I was given to the foe that we just banished?
He does have one insightful learning that
Okay,
he can
let's see.
frame in a question, which I will.
Right.
answer.
Right. So I'm not coming up with any good ones like Gib did. So give me some nice suggestions.
Well, again, our core reason for being here is to stop the summoning of apes.
Right.
So maybe you got some insight as to what we need to do. Mr. Cotter?
How yeah, so we could go that broad of a stroke, or we could go with the musical aspect of the musical dynamic of what we're trying to figure out, because it's clearly of some type of musical nature.
Right. Another thing I just thought of is we could ask if what we've done so far will stop the apes affecting, because we took those gems out of those what we think to be conversion scenes.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, if we're on the right path, which would also be good.
Yeah, she's got, I don't know if she walked them, but she's got them. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we were just saying that's moving down the right path.
Yeah, asking if we're moving down the right path. Anybody else? Any other ideas?
Yeah, I think just it's like what more must we do to prevent the apes from continuing down into the dungeon?
To save Sky's people.
So let me put it this way. With having now an 18 intelligence and being very exact and mathematical, and because obviously magic is all really mathematics, or magic is all really mathematics, and that people just don't understand. How close are we to achieving our goal of preventing the apes from being zombified in a relatively percentage manner? So like, are we like near the in a ratio?
75%, 25%,
or something along those lines. But basically, are we close to the end? Have we already done it? Are we like at the very beginning? Kind of an overall general concept of our overall goal and how much we've completed.
Okay, the destruction of the transmogrifying chambers will prevent the conversion of any wild apes to these zombie-like brain-dead servant apes.
Okay.
Which we already did, right?
Right.
Which you have completed.
Right.
But you do know that but in conjunction with that, you know that this place is ancient and old. The deepest depths of this place house a powerful weapon. But it's like an earth-shattering powerful weapon that that you cannot clearly see, but you know that the wizard that built this place, he built it as his own fortress of solitude of sorts.
Interesting.
And that the gates in the mountain are nigh impenetrable when sealed.
Interesting.
Okay, so it sounds like we may have completed our initial goal, but there might be a grander goal we need to be looking
I'm
toward.
wondering if all this musical stuff is part of the weapon, like as though it's some sort of
sonic weapon. Yeah.
Sonic weapon, causing earthquakes, causing harmonic killing.
They've got those, sonar attacks in Cuba that are affecting the embassy staff. It's happening.
So whilst all this happens, Gibb says, "Okay, everybody, listen up," and Gibb says, 1, 2, 3, dibs on the magic spell book.
On the wizard spell book, okay.
Cinderella just rolls her eyes.
We are going to have to stop there on the way out, that's for sure.
So Gibbs like,
no,
yes.
I already called Gibbs on the earth-shattering weapon, so you can have the spell book. So the other idea I had, since there seems to, I'm guessing the dwarf is still scenting some sort of treasure to the north.
He can no longer smell it because it's only a range of like 20 feet or something, Brian. Or
Oh, it depends on the economy. As close as 40 feet on the level. More gold, further away I can smell it.
Okay. Well,
so if it's one coin, I can smell it from 40 feet away.
Okay.
Well, my idea was to have, since we have this picture of the apes drawing in a book of a door, and we have a quill. Why don't you actually trace the door on the picture, to see if that opens up whatever might be on the other side of this wall, if there happens to be something that we don't really know that there's there.
Yeah, that's why Gib was asking as well about that, if it's that one quill. So yeah, Gib listens to Ridian and goes in there and pulls out the quill and traces that doorway.
No effect of tracing the quill along the doorway, other than a strange tapping sound that the quill makes on the metal to the stone.
Okay, maybe we should try on one of the books that the apes in the other room are holding.
There you go.
Yeah, or so where is the thing that was just traced? Where is it on the wall? Because the skin was it elevated up or
it was kind of shrouding that whole
right
central portion of the wall, that 10-foot section, and it was kind of anchored up at the top of the ceiling and draped down and hanging over the etching of the apes.
Yeah. So Gib then tries to etch in just a normal doorway where it would be, it'd start at the bottom of the floor, and he, draws it up, and as if just like actually drawing in a real door on that wall.
It just leaves a sort of a scratch on the stone, but there's no
door. Okay.
No
and can you can you just is there any other information of the picture, like where that's does it look like you can see where the door in the picture is?
No, it's just the drawing of a door.
Okay.
In the book itself.
I think we just need to go back to the ape statue and on the book itself draw a door.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so returning to the ape statues in the main hall with the double doors. The one with the book has the book closed, clutched to its chest.
What, it wasn't like that before?
It was like that before.
Oh, okay. And what's the other one look like?
There's a handout with the picture.
Might be a different statue or a different book we need to put that in.
Sure, but
it could be.
Yeah.
But we do know these statues move, so.
They move?
Well, remember
yeah, they spit things at us. They
throw piano keys at you.
Oh, I thought you mean these specific ones move.
Oh.
Well, they talk. Their lips move.
Right. And the book is stone, right? So
Yes,
is there any way we can open the book?
No, it's like a carved statue.
Right.
It's like a solid stone.
The stuff only moves like when
you touch it, it does speak those words that it spoke to you before. Would you like me to read them to you?
Sure.
Because Nick hasn't heard them. Neither's Brian.
Well, and also remember that the the other monkeys didn't do anything until the right words were spoken. So
right.
In other words, what I should say is one did. When I touched it, it said something, and I can't remember what it was. And then when I said feed the bad egg is when it threw the key at me.
Yes. So the first statue that you found made with the horns in its ears made no sound or did anything. The second statue you found that looks like it was clutching something that had been removed from its chest, like it was clutching a flute, I believe.
A flute. Yep.
And when you touched it, it spoke and it said, "Feed a bad egg." And when you returned to that first statue with the horns in its head, and you said, "Feed a bad egg," it threw the stone piano key at you. And now when you touch these, the third ape statues that you've discovered, the one to the west says, "Never odd or even. Draw, O coward. Drab as a fool, aloof as a bard. Rise to vote, sir. Was it a cat I saw? Flee to me, remote elf." And the one to the east, when you touch it or interact with it, speaks the following: "Knock, knock, shush, quack, clang, boom, sizzle."
So that's the onomatopoeia. And the other one is notice the sentences are the same spelled forward as they are backwards.
Which are
Palindrome.
palindrome, right?
Yeah. Great word. Just a great
Did
word.
anybody try repeating that back to him?
I can't remember if we did or not.
No one did do that, but you can run back over there and try repeating that back to him, and it doesn't have any effect.
Let's try saying the words to the other one. So say the palindrome words to the
To this onomatopoeia.
Yes.
There you go.
I'm sorry, what are you saying?
We're saying the text, but to the one across the hall from the one that spoke. So the one that has the book, we're going to say whatever the one across the hall said to it. To it.
And it sits in silence as
Okay.
the words ring out.
Okay.
Is any of this written anywhere? Did you like write it down on the?
I've got it in my character sheet.
Okay.
Can you copy and paste it to the chat so everybody can see it, Nils?
Yeah. So Gibbs gonna say feed a bad egg to both of them,
They have no reaction to feed a bad egg.
and he's gonna take out the whistle that the whistle that he has and blows it.
There is no effect to the whistle.
He takes out a couple of the keys.
The piano keys? Okay.
And touches them with it.
Ting, ting, ting. They're stone.
Nothing.
Stone on stone.
So, can you describe how he's clutching this book?
There's a handout that you should be able to see in your journal.
Yeah, it's got a picture of each of them.
I will.
And that's under collections.
It's under journal.
It's up
I'm
at the
showing
top.
it to you all now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this
that's
is
right.
what they look like.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, so we're probably actually gonna have to find the physical book as opposed to
Probably. All right.
Probably.
So
So
Gibbs,
Or wait.
Yes.
so Gibbs gonna take out the quill
Mm-hmm.
and present it in front of the one with the book. Just show it to him.
Wave it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a stone statue.
And they're not. We can't move them. They're too big, or are they coming out of the floor?
They are pretty big, and they are fused to the floor.
He takes the quill and he like goes to scribe something in on the book with the quill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's the statue is a statue. The only thing magical about it has been the lips moving when you touch it.
Sure.
But it's not responding or spitting keys at him.
No, it's not doing any of that.
And he's going to do that to the other one too.
Okay. It's to a similar effect.
Same thing. Okay, that's fine. Yep. Moving along.
I think we should probably get back to exploring that area behind the one-way door.
Agreed.
All right.
now that we know it's completely safe since we banished the demon.
Yeah.
Not completely
least
safe,
a
but less
few
likely
days.
to have to fight him. I have a feeling he would have whacked our asses.
It would have been a tough fight.
Well, he had a +5 to his initiative, so
Oh, Jesus. All right, so I say we go to this door.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right.
But when we go back out to come on, you dumb thing. So where the wisdom bed was, Gib eventually wants to search the wall that's out in the corridor that would lead to that negative space in there. Just
Here.
as a side note.
Is that where you wanted to search?
No. We're gonna continue into this room.
I think up there wasn't
That's
it?
what you're saying. You want to search at some point.
Yeah, right there, exactly. Yep.
Okay,
Just
cool.
bring that up.
We should take the gem out of the bed or the couch.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
If you want to,
Well, maybe it'll recharge, and then
Do we want to leave it for the demon guy to come back and get boosted up again?
Gib wants an 18 intelligence too.
I want 19.
Dwarf would love an 18 intelligence, but
who doesn't?
Nella will go in and use some of her thieves' tools to try and pry it open or pry it out of its socket and like get it out without damaging it too badly.
Okay, make a luck check.
Okay. Four.
Ha, child's pay for Cindella. Pop! The gem comes cleanly into your hands. It's heavy. It's badly. It was lustrous and green, and now it is brown and burnt
Sickly.
from the interior. And as you're stepping back, admiring the prize that you've pried from the glass bread, it slowly begins to crack. And it collapses into a heap of small chunks of broken glass, like if you'd smashed a car door window. Those types of chunks of glass.
The gem did, or the entire bed?
The entire bed.
Wow.
that's a bummer.
Now look what you did.
I
why we
destroyed the portal that could eventually probably summon the demon back.
This is why we can't have nice things.
That's Peter's line.
I'll be right back.
All right, so we were going to go looking in this new room then.
Yeah.
Yes, to the south.
Yes.
So here on the west wall is a long work table, crafted from a gold and silver metal. It looks quite valuable. There is there are glass panels on the surface and braided piping that runs along the edges of it. On the top of it, on top of this workbench, is a metallic needle that's probably the length of 2 fingers, and a pair of tweezers, and 4 platter-sized glass dishes with tall lips. There is a large cage that rests on the opposite wall, on the east wall, and it contains the remains of 8 shriveled black cats. And here in the northern area portion of the room where you have just entered is something that looks like a spinning wheel.
Oh no.
And there is there's a large bobbin of thread that's been wound onto it.
It's a sewing machine.
And are there any big needles sticking out of this that are like calling for us to come poke our fingers?
It's not Sleeping Beauty.
No.
No, it's Cinderella. We've got Cinderella with us.
Could be Rumpelstiltskin. We could have to spin the straw into gold.
Right.
Are those bars at the end of the south end of the room there?
I'm sorry, that was the wrong description that I just gave you.
Did we just have a psychic view of some other room?
Yes, you did.
Oh.
It's because my
Darn
note
LSD.
well marked up. Let's see here.
Well, you can just say that that's what's here, and then when we go to the other room, you can read what's in the other one.
No, it's important that you,
Okay.
because of the way that the structure is laid out. So
Okay.
Let me just move you briefly because you did decide to actually go to this space.
We get there originally sooner or later, probably.
And that's what you discovered there was
Okay.
the cages and the workbench and the
Mhm.
sewing room and the large bobbin on the wheel itself.
Gotcha.
Did you want to do anything here before I move you back?
Sure.
Before we all die.
So what's
Sure.
the thread look like? Gib.
It looks
Examines the thread.
He was making a girl dress
it looks
in a girl suit. A girl suit.
it looks
Put some lotion
organic.
in the
It looks
basket.
organic. It looks like it looks like it
Skin and hair.
yeah, it has a weird texture, like kind of almost like a rubbery fleshy texture.
Oh,
Like
man.
cat fur, cat flesh.
The cat
Um,
guy.
You. Yep,
It is. In
catgut.
fact, it is catgut. You recognize it from some of those sailors, and you look back at the cages with the
Dead
desiccated
cats.
cats, and then back at the spinning wheel, and then back at the cats, and back at the workbench.
So in the one of the one of the apes did say, was it a cat I saw?
Oh,
So there might be
Oh.
something to that riddle.
good memory.
There might be more to the palindromes.
So
Was
what's
it a cat I
palin-
saw? A palindrome is a word or a sentence or a series of words that are spelled the same forward as they are backward. The word radar is one. If you take the word race car, that's another one. If you take was it a cat I saw, that's spelled the same forward as it is backwards.
I don't see how that's possible. I do not get that.
Okay, if you just put all the letters together, WASITACATISAW, then read backwards is
Oh, the entire
WASIC.
sentence. I get it. Right.
Yeah.
Even the
right.
word, it doesn't need to be a sentence. It could just be the word itself.
Right.
Or a word.
In
it
this
could be
case,
a
it's the entire sentence.
or a word. Right.
Correct. Or a couple of words
Right.
like race car.
Or Taco
Or
Cat.
Rise to
Taco cat. Right,
or
exactly.
rise to vote, sir. That's-
Rise to vote, sir.
So Gibbs gonna search the room.
All right. Let's see. When you come on the cats, as you're making your circuit of the room, you notice that
Are these I'm sorry for interrupting because I was gone. Are these regular cats or are these the Knoll people cats?
They're regular cats, just
Okay.
large. They're 8 large black cats, and you can see signs where they have incisions on their bodies that have been healed over, like almost as if they had been cut into and then healed, and then their wounds.
Did it
bound
look
and
like their
closed.
skin was taken
Organ
away?
harvesting.
In some areas, yeah.
Well,
Especially
this
around
is
where the
Gibbs' favorite pastime, so Gibbs gonna take one of them out and cut them open.
Okay.
They are dead, correct?
It is quite dead. And all you find in it are hardened organs.
Organs and guts and stuff like that.
Um,
And so then while he's doing that, he's going to look at the wound area to make sure that there was nothing implanted in that area, and there was nothing implanted.
Okay. What did you have, Ethan?
I was gonna Cindella's gonna take a look at that needle you were describing on the table.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna pick it up and see if there's anything written on it or if it's just some sort of big
Looks like a
pointy thing.
large sewing needle, almost something like what you'd use to stitch sail.
Okay.
Almost like an awl.
So,
And sorry, Mike, to answer your question,
yeah.
there's nothing that looks implanted or changed around those incision areas.
So Gibbs going to go back to the thread,
Mhm.
and he's going to he recalls No, that instruments, stringed instruments,
Mhm.
like violins or guitars,
Mhm.
are actually made out of catgut,
Okay.
and it's threaded a certain way to see if it's to make it perform right, and we'll just and so Gibbs gonna see if that's what this looks like it was being made into.
Make an intelligence check. DC 10.
With your newfound intelligence.
Yeah, so I get a +2 now, I think. Yes, +2.
Nice. It doesn't look like it's instrument grade, but it does look very, very strong. Stronger than it should be.
Yeah.
Well, if nothing else, it sounds like this might be of use to something, like a thief setting traps or something like that.
Or use it to replace a bowstring or something.
Yeah. Or to yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
See, as you're kind of looking at it and evaluating it and talking about it and thinking about its many uses, it's strong. I mean, it's stronger than your rope would be strong. Looks very difficult to cut, and there's a lot of it, like over 300 feet of it.
Okay,
Oh
so
my goodness.
That's a lot.
The Slanesha is how big is the spool? Is it like
A bobbin, it's pretty big. It would be like kind of like almost like a lamp size, like a table lamp size.
oh, so that's like pretty encumbering. Okay.
We could take some of it, we could string 100 feet and cut it. And
Well, he just said it looks like it's really hard to cut.
well, I'm sure we could still cut it though. If we can't cut it, then it's worth bringing, regardless of how much it's encumbering.
Well, my thought is that
Because then we can go bungee jumping,
right.
Create armor for your kid.
Well, right, because I collected the beetle shells, and with this needle and this thread, I might be able to put together some sort of makeshift armor out of it.
For the ladies.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea at all.
But carrying this giant spool around, I think, might be a bit much.
Oh, you could hide behind it.
At the very least, I think Cindella will try and take off like a 10-foot portion of it.
Okay. It's challenging to cut through, as I said before. Whereas you might be able to saw your hemp rope like 2 or 3 strokes to be able to cut through it with your sharp dagger. This takes like
30,
7 or 8 kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
You can record onto your character sheet 10 feet of
cat hemp.
Super strong thread.
Whatever you want. Yeah.
Does Gib feel like there's any magical presence to the?
It's not radiating any magic, no.
Yeah.
Is the Cindella will hand the needle over to Gib and Ridian and see if they can determine if there's any magic coming from that.
There's nothing magical radiating from the room in any place.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I'm Slanesh is going to take about 50 feet of it, but I'm assuming the needle is iron, or is it?
It's not iron, no.
Okay, well, interesting. So
you like the needle, Slash?
In fact, it might actually even be mithril. So it's some sort of weird alloy. As the kid's looking at it, it's not a true mithril.
Congress will take a look at it as a dwarf and as a blacksmith. Does he recognize the metal?
He doesn't recognize it either, no.
I
realize that much of the metal that you've found here in this place is made of that type of metal. Some of the whistle fittings, the desk, it's the workbench where you found in the area where you are with the cats. The quill, metallic quill, is also made of this weird metal.
So Slanesha would like to take the needle, both to try to make this armor, and then later to try to turn it into like put some sort of handle on it to make it into a rapier type
Dagger.
sword. Something like that, so she can have something more than
Knife.
just yeah. So
Okay.
Cinderella hands the needle to Slanesh and says, "This is some fine metal. It'll be worth a pretty penny later."
Or it's actually used to make something that's important for this whole thing.
I'm going to name my sword Scalpel.
Let's see.
Mhm.
I love it. Love it.
So shall we hit that other room that we were going to go in?
I
Yeah.
think
The one that I so rudely
Yeah.
described for you, incorrectly
There
described.
was a magic teleportation device there. It's okay.
no, I just had an idea that I think that room at the end of the hall might be long and have some kind of something at the end. I don't know what.
All right. So let's see here.
Oh, how did I get in the wrong room? Sorry.
Oh, I just grabbed you and moved you, and then you must.
Well, let's go into that room next.
Oh, you want to go to this one?
Well, we illuminated it. Might as well.
Let's see this room.
I just feel bad for illuminating it and then walking past.
In the center of this large 20 by 30 room is a carcass of a large tiger, similar to the hide that you saw lashed to the wall in the room to the north. It's time weathered and looks as if it had been just left after in the middle of a dissection, where its midsection has been neatly opened up and organs pushed and pulled out of the way, kind of some of them spilling out into kind of a grisly, petrified state. And it's got these huge, or it's two huge incisors, canines, and its front claw and the heart have all been removed. And you recognize that the claws and the canine should be present from the trophy that was hung on the wall on the room to the north.
So that is the skin of this dissected tiger.
It's similar. It's not the same.
Okay.
Saber-toothed pussycat.
And someone has removed some of the teeth for some reason.
The valuable teeth.
Yeah. Wonder if they used them for spell items.
Does it look like it's been stuffed?
It looks like bits of it have been removed, but no, it doesn't look like it's been taxidermed. It's just kind of petrified by age.
By age.
Yeah.
Just cut open for the pieces the person wanted.
Is it on its back or is it on its stomach? Or on its side?
It's sort of splayed out on its back.
Splayed on its back with its belly showing then?
And its midsection is what's been carved open, kind of just beneath the rib cage.
Gib will go examine and see if he sees anything else.
No, you don't see anything else there. Inside it, poking around or reaching into the cavity of its body.
Did you say that?
And what about down its throat? Is there anything?
No.
No.
You said that. Yeah, you said that the incisors were removed. Were they? Did you say that
I'll give you that.
As a trophy in a different room? Some of that we've already been through.
Well, this is the same kind of cat that is the fur pelt that's been staked.
That was on the wall.
Right. But I mean, does that have its incisors there too?
It does. It has its incisors and its claws, and that's why you recognize that they're absent.
Got it. Okay. All right. Got it.
This is disgusting. I'm glad we banished this guy. He was one psychopath.
Well, shall we go into the room we keep intending to go into?
Yeah.
Oh, before you do, That's fine. Go ahead.
Before we do,
Before you do, as you do,
Before we do, we
Roll
step
for
on a
initiative.
teleportation pad and walk away and teleport to the other half of the dungeon.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, so looking. Oh wait, you haven't. Just stay put right where you are.
Okay.
I'm not touching nothing.
Don't touch nothing. Right. Perfect. Just give me a second.
No, when there's that much prepping.
Now,
and-
as the big rock begins to descend upon our heads,
No, it's the 5,000 creatures of doom.
guys, we just banished a demon.
No, you banished a demon.
You
We
banished
stood
a
around and
demon.
applauded.
Oh, listen, we were all there together, and if that hadn't worked, you had other things ready to go. We're a pretty awesome team. We can do this.
Cinderella tells you, yeah, running was a really good idea.
But I'm just going to point out to the dwarf. Do you see what my goddess does?
Yes, we should definitely talk. We should definitely talk. It was very
I'm
impressive.
looking at Cinderella. I said, "Have you found Ildevar?"
She's found you.
Ha! I have no need for the gods. They
Oh.
abandoned me long ago.
You just think that you first. I promise you will need Ildevar, and when you need her, she'll be there. And I think you'll change your mind. We'll talk more later. Ask Horace when we get back up to camp. Ask Horace. That's all I have to say. I got 6 more to go.
I thought you only needed 5 during the first week, right?
Something like that.
But-
I only need 2 more within like 7 days, and then I need like 3 or 4 more beyond that.
You know,
Right,
Peter,
okay.
you should have asked that demon before you banished it.
What to be a worshiper of Ildevar?
Yes.
I think this kind of quashed any of that. But I am looking forward to going back to the village and really trying to get some followers there. Got to work on my my sermons, I guess.
Here you go.
What did he say? What did he say? The Greeks shall inherit the earth. No, he said the meek shall inherit the earth. And that's nice. They have such a time of it.
All right. So looking into this room, you're startled by what you perceive.
We've seen some pretty yucky stuff, Aaron.
The first thing that assails your senses are these tendrils, these vines that are hanging down from the ceiling, and they're thick, like the size of a man's arm thick, and they're spikes growing out of them, and they're sort of waving, kind of almost in and out of your visual perceptibility.
That's not good.
Many of them touch the floor, but some of them do not. And you see that from where these vines are growing are from these big stone troughs that are laid out in the center of this room in a big U-like shape. And they grow up towards the ceiling, and then they cascade down into the room itself, and they pretty much fill the room with their mass.
I sense flaming hands in our near future.
I'd say we pull out the dwarven flamethrower, pull the pin on the phosphorus grenade, close the door, and walk away.
Well, you're the dwarf. Where's your flamethrower?
Is any of this moving? Aaron?
It's kind of moving, but in a weird way. It's like it almost as if it were waving in the wind.
You're
Yeah.
drifting in a non-existent breeze.
Right, but it's almost like when you see it moving, it's like kind of almost fading in and out of your
Perception.
perception.
Yeah, so it's almost like phase shifting or
Yeah.
Mhm.
interdimensional or
And you know all this because you laid in a glass bed.
Right.
So I whisper and tell to Gerda and say, "Tell me this isn't from Ildevar."
Oh, this is not natural. This is not right. This needs to be burned. I sense flaming hands. I could try a banish. I don't think they're demonic. Of course, they're just.
Yeah.
It could be unnatural creatures, or if they're from another plane.
Gib takes a copper coin and throws it into the center of that U.
Good idea.
Okay.
So you try to hurl a coin into the center of the U, but it strikes one of these tendrils before it can even get past the 5-foot mark into the room.
Do the tendrils like move toward it in any way, or try to grab it, or
they did not? No.
Okay.
And did the coin? What did the coin do when it hit it?
It just clattered to the floor.
So it acted like it was a physical object that it hit.
Mm.
Correct. That was the question. Yeah. So Gib asks to borrow the 10-foot pole, and
good idea.
And pokes at it.
Okay.
Pokes out, the nearest one.
Okay. The pole sort of goes through it until it hits the one behind it, and then it sort of moves a little bit. The pole's kind of half in and half out of the
first one.
The tendril of the one that it's touching and moving. The second one.
Okay, he draws the pole back out. Is he able to do that?
Mm-hmm.
And nothing's changed with the.
So here's a thought: the coin is not organic, whereas the pole is organic.
Good idea.
Not a bad thought.
So Gib's gonna run back to the room with the cats, and get get one of those cat bodies and throw it into the room.
I'm actually thinking the same idea.
It's a good idea.
You guys are gross.
We really are.
It flies a little bit further than the coin did, but it has the same effect. Eventually, it strikes something and falls to the floor.
And nothing's grabbing at it. Nothing bad. No like screeching and then eating of the cat body.
None of that.
So these things are hanging down in that where that U is drawn, basically.
They're sort of they're kind of all over the room. They're growing from the U, which is a big stone trough.
Okay.
Yeah. Can we see what they're growing out of?
Like a stone planter box, that's shaped.
No, right? Yeah. But is
there dirt?
Is
yeah,
it
there's dirt.
Or weird space or
dead bodies?
Yeah, zombies. You know what?
These are legit questions in this place.
It looks like dirt.
Definitely legit.
How high up are these vines reaching?
All the way, they cascade all the way to the ceiling and then back.
And
down.
then get kind of like reversed and thrown back. Is there any fruit on the down hanging stuff?
No fruit.
And how do they end?
Just in sort of tapering plant shoots.
Sure. Kind of like giant asparagus.
Except
like
thorny.
Kind of. Oh, they are thorny.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely asparagus gone wrong.
Well, he mentioned thorns in the first description, which leads me to believe that they will wrap around us and stab us.
Yeah, because nothing living has gone in there yet.
Correct. Right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I could attempt to try to burn them if we don't feel like suss out any more inquisitiveness to it.
And since they're if they're extra planar, they may be banishable. I'm happy to cast banish.
The other thing that you might want to think about is you could try casting light to see what's beyond them, to see if there's even a reason to go beyond them.
You're a smart kid.
Well, I mean, so we're not able to see it. There's that portcullis that we got a hint for before. So I don't know. I think that there's a reason for.
You can see a wall at the far end of the room.
And is it a wall?
A wall?
A wall.
A wall.
It seems to be wavering like vines.
This whole thing is phasing. I think once we go in we're gonna be thrown into its reality. and all kinds of badness is going to happen.
Yeah, or at least it's going to get bonuses against our armor because it can phase shift. I think it's like Displacer Beast. Sounds like Displacer Beast tentacles in a lot of ways. So
Yeah.
I think we should just leave it because at this point, I mean, we don't know that there's anything there that we need, and there's too many unknowns.
When do we know that?
Do I smell any gold or gems in the area?
Do you smell any gold or gems?
a legit question.
Yes, Sindel is very curious.
Well, you know, Gib has a pretty good chance of like going thermal nuclear power. You know,
It's why you're holding the lantern, man. It's why you're holding the
Hey,
lantern.
if you want to go for it, Sindel is not going to stop you. There certainly could be valuable things back there.
We're all standing behind you.
And she's a sucker for valuable things, so.
You don't smell any gold, but you do smell that weird.
Something valuable.
You do smell that weird alloy, like what a lot of this other metal that you've found.
Okay. I'll let my companions know that I'm smelling
It's sort of
more
like
of that metal.
Yeah, it smells like that kind of. It's almost like a coppery smell.
Mm.
so
It's not mithril. It's kithril.
Oh gosh.
Gib's gonna take out his knife and he's gonna very no. Who has the pin?
The needle?
You do.
The needle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lanesha does.
Yeah.
He's gonna very, very carefully prick his finger and bleed onto the end of the pole and then stick it in there.
Okay, good idea.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
We're paranoid, Aaron. Yeah.
I like the tone of voice that says I didn't see that coming.
What do I do now?
The tendrils kind of quiver and like kind of swirl around the pole. Make a strength check.
Let go of the pole.
There goes our pole.
Better the pole than us. That's why it's 10 feet.
Well, this is the reason for the experiment.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I've got Banish at the ready. I'm going to cast it any second now.
And it yanks it out of your hands.
Yoink.
Okay, flaming hands coming online.
I step out of the
Stella
doorway.
steps out of the doorway, back into the hallway.
Yep.
You're going to cast flaming hands. Okay. go
Yep.
ahead.
Into the room.
After you, Gib.
Make your spell check.
So it's a +7 right now.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that
Oh my
wonderful?
goodness, 25.
I love +7 day.
So it's like nuclear, right?
Yeah.
Pretty close.
White phosphorus.
So the
Widely
flames
peaked.
go pouring through here, and when the smoke clears, it's as if nothing had
Burnt.
happened. Yeah,
It was
none of the vines are burnt. There are a few burnt ones that are sort of twitching and quivering on the ground, but not.
what?
The room's not cleared.
Right, but because
Were
they're
they the
only
ones that were close to the blood on the
Oh, because they're out of phase.
they're not always
Mhm.
there. Like a displacer beast's tentacles. Yeah.
So, but it would have burnt like okay. So, are the ones that were clutching the pole
Mhm.
are those gone?
Yeah, so's the pole.
Because they hear the ash pole.
I was gonna mention that.
Yeah.
You owe him a pole. Okay, I'm
Okay,
gonna try
so-
and
Yep.
I'm gonna try and cast Banish.
Okay.
May Ildevar send you back to the plane from which you came.
Okay.
22.
Um,
It's a pretty good success.
Is that a 2? Is that a twofer? You get
Meaning
a twofer out of that?
how many
Yeah,
individuals?
how many targets?
It's an excellent question. I'm glad you asked that.
One target still.
One target.
But it's a
it's-
one plant.
It's one target that it has the same effect as when you cast it on the demon. It's just for one target as opposed to two.
Right, that was the question. Correct. So it's just one. Okay.
And it's like banish it to its primordial plane kind of thing?
Yep.
Right.
Well, depends on what it is. If
Yeah.
it's mundane, there's other things that would happen to
Well,
it.
we could keep on bleeding on.
I'm trying to cast it on this one right here.
It has a mundane effect, so what is that exactly?
Oh, forces it away from me, or it takes damage.
If it's within 120 feet of him, it takes damage every round. Otherwise, it's trying to get away from that 120-foot range.
Okay, so the banish spell causes like a bubble of the tendrils to sort of be pressed back, maybe opening up that first 10 feet of space in the room there to the south.
Maybe we walk forward.
Does it follow him?
Him, yes, it's centered on him.
So,
but it's only attached to one. The
Mhm.
other ones aren't going to be.
oh, okay. What I meant was it's
If it's one creature, then we've got
right.
the creature.
right.
But if each plant tendril is its own creature, then no, we're kind of screwed.
Okay.
So it is mundane.
Can you read for me the mundane effect just so I make sure I understand it?
Do you have it
So-
there, Ethan?
Yeah, mundane creatures are simply forced to the outer edge of the 120-foot range for the next 1d6 plus caster level days. The creature receives a new save at the beginning of each new day. Such targets cannot approach any closer than 120 feet, nor can they hurl missile weapons, speak in the cleric's direction, or otherwise take action against her. If forced within 120 feet, a mundane target takes 1d12 plus caster level arcane damage at each round, and the damage can kill a creature.
So D12 plus 4?
Yeah, so it's, I mean, you know that this is not truly the full strength of Ildivar being brought to bear on these strange plants. Though you can drive them back, and they're being pushed away from you for, this 10 feet. Think of it like an arch in front of you, like almost like a wedge,
Or a
maybe.
force field, like a thing.
A bubble.
Yeah. So kind of like they're being laid down and pushed away, arced.
But they don't seem to be withering or dying or
So the other
representations of damage.
option we could do is bleed on some things and let them attack it, and I fire off, or that's when we can damage them, right?
See, what we
So when they're-
could do,
Or
that's
yeah,
an
go ahead.
option. Or we could use this wedge that the cleric's creating to where we have people with bladed weapons go around and slash the vines that are being forced away.
You wouldn't be
And
able
slowly
to get,
moving our way
you wouldn't
forward.
be able to get to near to them unless you got to the edge of the
okay.
bubble.
Right, but they couldn't come within the bubble. We stand inside of the bubble, but our weapon. Well, that's true. If he can grab the pole out of our hands, he could grab the weapons out of our hands too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But
So-
I think Ethan's got a point. Is that the caster can stay put, and you can go out to the outer perimeter and try to hack one whilst it's being pressed away. So Gib pulls out of Gib casts flaming hand. No, he doesn't. Nope.
Now have the Eternal Champion start doing some hacking.
Yeah, that's
Have
Yeah.
him stand
That's
right
a
in
good
front of me.
point.
So
And we can work our way
what's
down this
the
hallway right here,
what's again 10 feet, 6 feet? What was it?
120 feet.
Yeah, but it's only driving the plants back by 10 feet.
Right. Well, we don't
Right,
need much
okay,
because,
so-
like I said, if we work our way along this way past this one planter, we only have to deal with this section of it, and we can hack it and keep it at bay.
So I'm picturing like that they're being pushed away, kind of like, but where the root area is, it's being held there. So it's kind of being like laid down and pushed away arc-wise going up to the ceiling. So the warrior's gonna go over and try to hack at the bent over part where it's going into the ground,
Okay.
into the
Sure.
And it's-
So Oryx does that, and he cleaves through the rooted branch of these tendrils that are hanging above it, and are being pushed away. And he cleaves through it, and the tendrils just kind of float there and continue their strange ghostly presence.
And so getting back to the pole being turned to ash, and so when those tendrils that were like around the pole, did they get just burnt away to nothing?
Yes.
Okay, so we got to get them to phase in, attack something, and then they get burnt.
Then they're susceptible to being burnt. Yeah.
Where's Horse
Yeah.
when you need him?
If the cleric
Spell last?
Gerda 1d6 plus caster level days.
Oh, forever.
Basically.
Basically. If the cleric begins to move forward, does the bubble begin to move with her, or is it just kind of like staying that only those vines that were initially affected?
I'm sorry, I missed it.
Are all the vines trying to be driven back from?
But is it like a bubble that moves with her, or just a bubble
Yes, the
from
bubble that
where she
moves
was?
with her.
Okay. So we could all crowd around her as Gerda moves through it.
Yeah, but isn't it only the? I was only able to affect one potted plant right here.
Well,
so the other ones aren't even.
It's sort of a thing that moves with you. So.
Right, but only one plant is affected by it. The other plants aren't trying to move away.
All the other tendrils and things. You've created a zone of a 10 feet bubble around you that's vine free.
Got it.
Like
So Ethan's correct. Then we could all huddle around.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be. I'll just tell you that everybody going, because you're a big party, would be a lot. 4 of you could go comfortably and not worry about any of the vines coming in any kind of proximity to you. But were you to go all together, those
then there's a problem.
Could come into closer proximity to these vines.
So maybe we send
maybe the dwarf and Viridian and his posse stay out.
And say we send a group forward to see if there's a safe space where we can stay out of the vine's reach, and then send Gerda back to get the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Like the
eternal champion with the front party.
Exactly. Yeah, the fox and the ducks thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And if we leave one fighter with the second group, if somebody comes rolling up behind us, at least we've got somebody slow them down while the rest of the group recovers.
Okay.
Yes, let's do that.
All right, so the first group makes it across, and you find that the wall to the south is nothing more than an illusion.
Step through the illusion.
Candela will step through the illusion.
Tie a rope first.
Too bad we don't have any super strong thread.
Dun dun dun.
I do have super strong thread.
Okay, so I think this is where we're going to end it for the night.
No,
because it's late and I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm losing too.
Actually, I think this is a great place for the issue of the comic book to end.
You see part of Candela's face begin to go through a wall.
She steps through and then
cliffhangers.
Excellent.
Well, at least we beat the wizard, and Gibbs smarter.
We did not beat a wizard. We beat a freaking demon.
Yeah.
So let's see. Okay, on the far end of this room, you see a locker, and I'm going to read it just exactly as Guy's written it, just so you can get the full imagery. You see a locker of a tar-colored synthetic resin with ridges and bone-like lumps along the edges, as well as patches of short hair-like growths on the surfaces.
No.
Not good.
One ridge projects near a C-shaped seam, allowing most of the locker's front to swing open. And standing atop the locker is an extraordinarily large black cat. Its back arching and hissing and spitting at you.
Does it have tendrils on its back?
It does not.
Okay.
Is it the same size cat as the other one that we're gonna get harvested from?
No, it's like a very, very large house cat.
I think we're gonna have the cleric talk to it next time.
I think it's a familiar.
I'm hoping it speaks. I hope it speaks a dialect of cat that I speak.
Oh, right, with the speaking of tongues.
Or maybe it's trapped here and it's just annoyed.
Right.
I am more than willing to help a cat, especially one who looks fierce like this.
I'm more than willing to avoid a fight if we can.
Right.
All right. Well, good session tonight, guys. That was
thanks, Aaron.
pretty exciting with the wizard showing up. Have any hits or misses from the group?
Can you go above 18 in the score?
No. Does it go to 19? No. This one goes to 19. Well, I guess in some instances.
For mortal men, I don't know.
It may sound self-aggrandizing, but man, taking out the demon on the first roll was that was a big plus.
That was pretty
That was.
Yep.
That was right. That was kind of balancing out, cutting my hand off on the opening moment of the. I like to think I like to think I cast it with my left hand.
There you go. What was that, Mike?
No, I was just saying that. Yeah, it was a makeup of the fumble with a Hail Mary.
Oh, for the initiative, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, on Peter's part for making up for him getting his hand cut off.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Through stupidity, not even something brave, not even saving your friend from the dragon. No, stick my hand in the hole. What's that? Whoa!
Why not?
And at the same time, the other plus is that the wizard just showed up there as we're doing something else. That was great. It wasn't like we had to go in and go, "Hey, sir, could you wake up so we could fight?"
Yeah, because if he had laid there, I don't think we would have ever done anything with him.
Oh no, I was going to plan to try and banish on him anyway to see if the Chaos Wearer was right about him being a demon. And if we live through this cat thing, I'm really, really interested in going back and looking at a couple things in that guy's bedroom, because I have a feeling our party could really use some of that spellbook action.
Oh yeah, that spellbook will be just perfect.
Oh, we're definitely taking it. We're going to take it.
But I was very surprised that the wizard showed up.
I was. Shocked the crap out of me.
Purely because I was saying I think it has some sort of connection to where he's sleeping.
Yeah, you were saying that. That's
You
true.
did say that, absolutely. And we set off a peripheral arm, obviously.
Clearly, yeah, some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cool, guys. That was fun tonight. I will
Yeah.
meet up with you all soon.
Okay,
Thanks.
man.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. Talk to you
Talk
soon.
to you guys.
There you go.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.